couldn't stand steady. Because he tripped on a stone on the ground. He felt really confused. Did this person have a problem? Meanwhile, Lily, seeing the situation wasn't good, prepared to run. She looked at Ryan saying, "You stay here, I'm going home first. My mom will worry." After speaking, Lily immediately turned and left. Seemed afraid of trouble. She didn't think Ryan would have bad luck. Rather, she thought she was the unlucky one. If she'd known, shouldn't have followed. Really would have been easier to go home early. "Hey Lily, don't go. Don't leave me alone," no matter how Ryan called. Lily didn't turn back, as if she didn't know him at all. Ryan also wanted to run, but just took one step. He was grabbed by that man. Lily ran out more than 10 steps. Still planned to turn back to check Ryan's situation. But just as she turned, she was suddenly pulled into a small alley by a hand from the side. Lily's eyes widened looking at the person in front. Unexpectedly, it was Ashley, whom they'd lost. Ashley pulled her here. Meant Ashley had discovered she and Ryan were following. "What are you doing here? Is something wrong?" Ashley gently spoke. Lily was suddenly asked back. She opened her mouth but couldn't speak. She looked at Ashley confused. After a moment, she remembered Emma. "I just want to ask, what's your relationship with Emma? Why doesn't she play with me anymore? Do you know something? She and I are just friends. So what if she doesn't play with you? Then why ask me?" Ashley knew the situation, but she definitely couldn't tell Lily. Lily frowned, feeling a bit unhappy. "So can you guarantee you didn't badmouth me to her?" "Never said," Ashley firmly replied, without any hesitation. Lily, seeing Ashley answer so straightforwardly, her face showed no signs of lying. She couldn't help but be stunned. "Then why did you and she become friends?" Lily felt she was losing momentum. Clearly she was the one speaking louder, but now felt Ashley had a pressure that didn't need anger but made others fearful. "Her not playing with you has nothing to do with me. How we became friends also has nothing to do with you. But I can certainly tell you, there's no causal relationship between these two things," Ashley lightly replied. Lily didn't know if she was telling truth or lies, but looking at Ashley's appearance, seemed not to be lying. Though Lily had prepared many questions, but now she couldn't ask anything, as if already knowing clearly what answers she'd get. "Can I trust you?" Trust or not doesn't matter. After Ashley finished, turned to leave. She didn't want to waste time here answering Lily's questions. She just felt sorry for them, following her for so long. "Wait, one last question," Lily called after Ashley. Actually, the question she wanted to ask wasn't just about Emma, but there was something she really wanted to know. Ashley stopped, didn't turn around, quietly listening to Lily lower her head, her hands somewhat awkwardly rubbing her shirt hem. After a while, she asked very softly, "You and Emma are what?" Before Lily finished her sentence, Ashley interrupted, answering first, then directly left, only leaving Lily alone. She stood frozen like stone. She'd thought of many possibilities, but really didn't expect them to be siblings. After a while, uncontrollable joy suddenly rose in her heart, feeling like flowers blooming in her heart. Didn't this mean all previous worries were wrong? Ashley and Emma really couldn't have anything going on. That night, Lily got home, took out her phone to check messages. Before, her phone always had many unread messages, both from me and Emma. But now it was especially quiet. Messages she sent also got no response. She opened the conversation with me, knowing clearly I wouldn't reply. Maybe I wouldn't even see it. But she still sent a sentence. "Remember to do your best on tomorrow's exam. This problem actually has a second solution. Just in case, I'll also teach you a bit." Emma pointed at the problem on the test, carefully explaining. But before she could start, she heard a light breath. When she turned around, saw I was lying on the desk, eyes closed. "Don't know when I fell asleep." Emma gently smiled, eyes full of tenderness, looking at me sleeping deeply. Made her remember what we'd experienced these past days. My efforts and progress. She saw everything. My hardship Emma also understood. To prepare for this exam, I'd worked several times harder than others. "Go rest in your room." She gently patted my shoulder, said softly, But I couldn't wake up. Emma wanted me to rest well. After all, before the exam needed full rest. Otherwise, waking up tomorrow would be sleepy. Then all previous efforts would be wasted. So she didn't dare wake me. After all, with my temperament, if I woke up I'd probably continue studying. So how could she move me to the bedroom? Thinking for a while, Emma had no solution. She couldn't move my body. Moreover, she had no strength now, though much better after a day. But she still felt pain. So she could only let me continue sleeping here. Then she took one of her jackets, gently covered me with it. Sleep well. Emma sat beside me, also put both hands on the desk, tilted her face watching me sleep. She didn't know what she was thinking. Just watching like this she could watch all night. Don't know how long this life will last. The night was very quiet. Some had fallen deeply asleep, and some were still burning the midnight oil, working hard for the hopes in their hearts. Around 4 a.m., outside had some weak light. I slowly opened my eyes. The first feeling was my arm was numb, and my back also hurt a lot. I looked down at the jacket on me. Couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. Remembering, seemed I'd fallen asleep without realizing when. At that time just felt my head was heavy. Eyes couldn't open, fell down and immediately sank into sleep. She slept quietly beside me. Eyes closed, I could see her long eyelashes. I didn't expect Emma to be here, with me. Actually, she could have completely gone to the bedroom. The jacket on me must be hers. But she didn't cover herself with anything. Sleeping in the living room was still very cold. Sleeping like this all night would definitely catch cold. I looked at Emma. She'd almost curled into a ball, both hands hidden under her arms. So I could see she was definitely very cold. Emma, I called her name, wanting to wake her up, at least to let her go to her room, continue sleeping, but after calling several times, Emma still showed no signs of waking. Still sleeping deeply. I knew I'd been too exhausted from studying. My body had been overloaded. But I forgot Emma was the same. Every time I studied, she would sit beside me helping. If I didn't sleep, she didn't sleep either. So Emma's exhaustion actually wasn't different from mine. Plus her pressure, the thoughts in her heart, perhaps mentally, even more exhausted than physically. I really wanted to let Emma sleep more, though there was still time now. But definitely couldn't let her sleep on the sofa like this. If I couldn't wake her up, I thought I'd carry her to the bedroom. As long as I moved really gently, definitely wouldn't wake her. I stood up, looking at Emma, adjusting my breathing to calm my mind. Then I bent down, gently picked up Emma. She still had her eyes closed, proving she was really exhausted. I felt a bit guilty in my heart. However, when I walked to the bedside, preparing to put Emma down, she suddenly turned in my arms, reached out to hold my shoulders. At this moment I felt like being petrified instantly. Limbs stiffened. Looking down, I saw. But Emma in my arms seemed not to wake up. These actions, perhaps, were just unconscious comfort in her dreams. What should I do now? Now Emma was holding my shoulders. Even I couldn't put her down on the bed. Should I wake her up now? At this moment, I heard Emma call softly. From my arms, she called Mom. Right after, I felt. She held my hand tighter, as if afraid I'd leave her. Her body trembled slightly. I could feel her fear. A bit of worry. My throat moved. All intentions to wake Emma also dissipated completely. I'd forgotten. Though Emma seemed strong, looking like she didn't care. But after all, she was just a girl, still not grown up in her parents' eyes. Now she just wanted. She hoped not to wake up. Could let her sleep a bit more. Perhaps in dreams. Just let her and her mother be together a bit longer. I sat steady on the bed, not moving. Becoming a bed and pillow for Emma. Letting her sleep peacefully in my arms. About half an hour later, my body was already stiff. Arms aching. Almost couldn't bear it anymore. But I still didn't dare move. Another half hour passed. Emma opened her eyes drowsily. Her eyes seemed to still have some tears left. Before realizing where she was, she heard my voice. Good morning. Good morning. After being stunned a bit, Emma slowly spoke. She said softly, "Where is this?" She realized. She seemed to be lying in my arms. In her memory, she should have been sleeping at the study desk. Maybe you should get up. My arm probably can't move anymore. All right. Emma hurriedly sat up from my arms. Only then could my body relax a bit. Otherwise, just now I really didn't dare move. Still, I felt this was worth it. Perhaps this was a small compensation for Emma. Though Emma didn't understand what happened. But she could guess. Must be I woke up. Wanted to take her to the bedroom. But like her thinking. Didn't want to wake her. So carried her here. Then probably couldn't put her down. Once thinking about her sleeping deeply in my arms. Her heart beat fast. Had she slept so deeply? If I woke up, would definitely pretend to sleep again. Then feel the sensation of lying in my arms. She'd forgotten what she dreamed while sleeping. Just felt very secure. Otherwise, why sleep so well? Even though muscles on the body also ached. The feeling had also reduced a lot. I rubbed my arm. Looking at Emma. Gently asked. Did you sleep well? Do you want to sleep a bit more? Time is still quite early. I slept well. Emma replied with a bit of panic. Because this was the first time she heard me speak such gentle words. The tone as if I'd completely changed. She'd never seen me with this attitude. Also never heard me speak in such a voice. Though a bit exaggerated. But Emma really felt a bit surprised. Then I'll go make breakfast. I nodded. Then stood up preparing to leave the bedroom. Emma seeing this hurriedly stopped me. No, let me do it. You need to rest enough to prepare for the exam. I looked at Emma with a serious expression. Initially I planned to refuse reflexively. But the words just out couldn't continue. In those few seconds of silence, I thought a lot. Finally I nodded lightly. All right. Then I'll trouble you. All right. Emma fixed her appearance. Then hurriedly agreed and went to the kitchen. Leaving the bedroom, she felt very strange. She'd prepared to argue with me. But this time, I didn't argue with her. This was too different from my personality. She just slept once. Why did it feel like I'd changed so much? After the two finished breakfast, cleaned up everything, preparing to go out to school. Tomorrow's exam was very important. It related to my living expenses. If I didn't do well, living expenses would be reduced a lot. Then don't mention Emma. Maybe even I couldn't support myself. So I was very worried. Before I'd never cared about exams. But today I paid special attention. I put on shoes, standing at the door. I looked at the big door in a daze. My feeling at this moment was a bit melancholy. Because I still lacked confidence. Based on my previous grades. To go up 50 ranks. I'd need to increase at least 70 or 80 total points. 70 or 80 points wasn't easy to achieve. Moreover, this time, others' levels might not be worse than last time. I tried harder, but others were also trying. At this moment, Emma's hand placed on my shoulder. Her gentle voice rang in my ear. Don't worry. I understand your situation best. You definitely have no problem. Really? Really, I guarantee you. In Emma's eyes. Full of trust and support for me. This filled my heart with confidence. All right, I nodded. Then went out with Emma. At this moment downstairs, two people had been waiting here for 10 minutes. These two were Ryan and Lucas. They already said very clearly, doesn't like you. Why come to their house again? Not afraid they'll say something hurtful? Lucas looked at Ryan helplessly. Early morning he'd been woken by Ryan. Forced to go out. Didn't expect to come to this risky place. He sometimes really admired Ryan. Like an unkillable cockroach. You don't understand, she won't let me give gifts anymore. Then just don't give anymore. What about giving breakfast? What's the problem? This doesn't count as a gift, right? Besides, she just said she doesn't like me. She didn't say she doesn't want to be friends with me. So I still have a chance. Ryan smiled lightly, holding the bag in his hand. Inside was the breakfast he bought. Last night he'd thought for a long time. From first meeting Emma, to first talking with Emma. He remembered clearly. He clearly understood he couldn't forget. Emma was someone who liked him. No matter what, didn't want to give up. So these failures, for someone determined like him, were nothing. Really don't understand your thinking. Like him. Wait until when you see Emma with another boy. You'll understand. Lucas pointed at Ryan, scolding without words. Expression full of reproach. He really didn't understand why a boy could be stubborn to this extent. This world wasn't just Emma alone. Why focus on her so much? Facing Lucas's words, Ryan just snorted, waving his hand said, "Impossible. The only boy who can appear beside her can only be me. I've followed to her door. Who could be better than me? Could someone follow to her house?" You look. Lucas suddenly patted Ryan's back, pointing behind him. Ryan, somewhat doubtful, turned to look. As a result, in just an instant, he almost had a heart attack. He saw Emma walking out from the building. She was walking with a boy. That boy he couldn't be more familiar with. Wasn't it Nathan? The two were walking and talking about something. Emma's face always had a smile, looking so happy it was indescribable. Thud. The breakfast in Ryan's hand fell to the ground. Everything inside scattered out. But now he didn't care anymore. After witnessing this scene, his heart felt compressed, feeling like he couldn't breathe. His throat like being strangled by someone. He almost couldn't breathe. Lucas rubbed his chin, looking at this scene. Then calmly analyzed, I think highly likely Nathan stayed at Emma's house last night. Moreover, looking at the situation seems this isn't the first time. Ryan clenched his fists. His eyes stared at Nathan's back, anger overflowing. At this moment, he completely reversed yesterday's thinking. He'd always thought Ashley was the obstacle between him and Emma. But now, he'd determined who this obstacle really was. I have to go ask clearly. Hey, no. Lucas immediately stopped Ryan, looking at him doubtfully. Asked, "What are you planning to do?" Already said, it's not your business. Going there just looking for scolding? How is it not my business? I like her. Seeing this situation now, how can I not ask clearly? Ryan hurriedly brushed off Lucas's hand. At this moment, his whole body wasn't right. Face red like a boiled crab. Lucas, seeing him like this, also knew couldn't persuade anymore. He could only remind, all right. Ask if you want, but remember well, you're just asking as a classmate. Ask curiously and politely. Besides, don't have any other emotions. Because you don't have the qualification. Ryan didn't respond to Lucas's words. Just looked at him for a moment. Eyes with dissatisfaction. Clear unwillingness. Finally, he still didn't reply. Just directly chased after. Alas, Lucas sighed, face showing clear disappointment. He shook his head, turned and left. He didn't need to stay here anymore. He could imagine what the result would be. He'd done his best to help. Also advised. Also helped. He didn't owe Ryan. The rest was his business. Ryan basically didn't take Lucas's words to heart. Now he couldn't think about these things. Just thinking about Nathan living at Emma's house. Imagining what they'd do together. His heart tightened again. Nathan, Ryan called loudly, shouting to call the two ahead. They stopped their steps. Turned to look at Ryan. Ryan's face showed surprise. Especially Emma. She looked somewhat contemptuous and disgusted. Ryan walked up, standing opposite me. The two had similar heights. But my body was much stronger than Ryan's. Nathan, why are you coming from Emma's house? Do you live there? Emma's house. I looked up at the building ahead. That was the direction of my home. And if saying it was Emma's house wasn't wrong either. He also hoped Emma would consider this her home. Emma was about to open her mouth to explain. I nodded, and said first, that's right. I live here. Ryan received the confirming answer. His face almost immediately flushed red, looking at me with eyes like spitting fire. He was angry beyond description, while I had no expression at all. Ryan turned to look at Emma. Asked, is what he said true? What are you living together for? What's your relationship now? Emma stepped back. Ryan's questions made her flustered. Couldn't answer immediately. And I immediately stood blocking in front of Emma. Put my hand on Ryan's shoulder, not letting him continue advancing. Where do you get so many questions? Not your business. No need to answer, I said in a low voice. My face also turned cold. Again, it's not my business. Ryan laughed coldly, continued sticking his head out saying to Emma, You really don't see anything wrong? Do you really want to choose me? What does he have that's better than me? Such poor academic performance. And bringing someone like that home. Do your parents agree? They'd definitely be angry to death. I heard Ryan's words. Coldly frowned. Ryan saying that was one thing. But also talking about Emma's parents regardless. Mentioning deceased parents in front of her was too much. Though Ryan didn't know about this. But still inadvertently touched Emma's sore spot. Sure enough, when Emma heard this last sentence, her face immediately darkened, cold to the point of being frightening. Anger appeared in her eyes. Especially when hearing that sentence. My heart and body both trembled slightly. Emma stepped forward, standing in front of Ryan. Ryan completely didn't realize, at this moment, something was wrong with Emma's state. Even a thread of joy rose in his heart. Thinking Emma had come back to him. Feeling he'd changed. Wanting to rush into his arms. But right after, Emma suddenly reached out. One hand tightly grabbing Ryan's collar. When she raised her head to look at him. That cold and sharp gaze made Ryan immediately stunned. Ryan, let me tell you. First, this isn't my house. This is Nathan's house. I'm living at his place. Nathan is better than you in every way. You have no right to talk about him. Second, I've already said. I don't like you. Even really hate you. If you come near me again, I'll tell the teachers about this. And about you following me. Third, if you dare mention my parents again, I absolutely won't forgive you. Even if we die together. Emma's cold words, along with that sharp gaze, made Ryan not dare open his mouth. Also not dare move. After speaking, she pushed Ryan, pushing him to sit on the ground. He stepped back 2 steps. Almost fell sitting on the ground. His eyes had become dazed. His whole body like turned to stone. Couldn't believe. She, the gentle and kind Emma in his heart, had become like this. Emma's breathing was a bit rapid. She looked very angry. I stood behind. Saw her ears were also a bit red. I reached out, gently patted Emma's shoulder. Said softly, calm down. Emma turned to look at me. Her face changed as quickly as flipping pages. Her expression and gaze immediately softened. Okay, she answered softly, nodding. Like an obedient animal. This action almost stunned Ryan. Feeling like the next second she'd fly into my arms. The difference in treatment between them was really too obvious. I used to think, through my own efforts, still had a chance to be with Emma. But now I understand. I have absolutely no chance to turn things around. Suppressed to the point of being unable to move. I'm done for. Let's go. Yeah, Emma and I glanced at Ryan. Then didn't bother with him anymore. Silently left. Ryan watched the two gradually going away. His heart also felt increasingly distant. Feeling like losing his soul. It's over, I'm completely done. What should I do? What should I do? Ryan turned around. His voice suddenly stopped. Behind him was no one. Lucas had left at some unknown time. Now only he stood here alone. Feeling the failure. Like an abandoned child. After a while, he started walking. And this direction wasn't toward school. Chapter 56. He will definitely make it. I believe in him. Emma and I walked on the road. Don't know if because the unpleasant incident just happened. Both were silent at this moment. Neither spoke. After a while, I was the first to ask. Was what you just said all true? Emma was slightly stunned. She thought back to what she just said. Though not knowing which sentence I meant. But indeed everything she said was true. So she nodded. Replied. Yeah, it's true. I was silent for a few seconds. Then suddenly spoke. I won't let you die together with him. If he dares insult you again. Just tell me, I'll help you deal with it. Don't do foolish things. Emma blinked, a bit surprised. She didn't expect me to say such words. If it wasn't her overthinking, then this was probably because I was worried about her. In other words, in my heart, she still had some position. Otherwise I wouldn't care. Also wouldn't say such words. Thinking of this, the corner of Emma's mouth couldn't help but want to smile. At that time she was just angry. So the words were somewhat excessive. She also didn't want to use her life to exchange for Ryan's life. Really not worth it. Yeah, okay. She hurriedly agreed. Her voice already had obvious joy. She didn't expect such a surprise. Being treated like this by me. The anger from this morning with Ryan immediately dissipated. The two went to school together. Just entering class, I felt the strange atmosphere of this exam. Usually at this time the classroom was very noisy. Some chatting, some playing around, some copying homework. But today was especially quiet. Most people were using the last time to study, trying to review a bit more. And those who didn't care also didn't dare disturb, just quietly slept. Usually, I completely didn't care about this atmosphere. Coming here I joined the sleeping group. Or do whatever, as long as not studying. But today I was also affected by this atmosphere, feeling the pre-exam tension. And also wanted to quickly sit down and start reviewing. Who knows, maybe because of this morning's review time, my score would increase by a few points. I just sat down. Ashley whispered, asking, "This morning when you came here, was anyone following or any conflicts?" I was a bit surprised. Looking at her asking, "How did you know? Ryan, right?" I guessed it was him. Last night me too. Last night, I was a bit stunned. But then understood what happened. Seems Ryan, besides bothering them, last night he also went to bother Ashley. But didn't need to ask to know the result. If anyone could in a battle with Ashley easily gain advantage, I'd really want to meet that person and learn some moves from them. But that person definitely wasn't Ryan. If Ryan went to bother Ashley, the one suffering would definitely be him. I didn't have time to manage these things now. Right now reviewing was definitely more important. The monthly exam was about to start. Though since entering 12th grade, this type of exam had many, but could directly see each student's recent learning situation. Help students maintain this state and continue maintaining until college entrance exams. Definitely couldn't be careless. In the exam room, I relaxed my mood a bit. I knew only maintaining a calm mood, not worrying, could fully display my abilities. For me, this was a battle concerning life and death. As for Emma, class ranking wasn't that important. This was originally something that could make parents proud and receive praise from parents. But now, no one could be proud of her anymore. Also no one, because her grades were good, would praise or reward her anymore. So she quickly finished the exam. Even skipped checking once. Her mind started thinking about other things. Though before the exam she'd comforted me. But actually she was still very worried. Worried I wasn't in good condition. Worried I'd encounter difficult questions. Worried I'd mentally collapse from pressure. Tonight she'd cook me a nutritious meal. Replenish my strength. Feeling recently I'd stayed up late quite a lot. And also had to let me rest well. Couldn't be like last night. She believed I could do it. Yeah, I'd definitely make it. She believed in me. Emma nodded. Her mind wandering far. She kept thinking about me. She might not have realized yet. Hadn't realized that, in her heart, I was now more important than herself. Hey, student. Please look at your own exam. Emma was reminded by the proctor. She startled, embarrassedly lowered her head. At the back of the exam room, another person seemed to be thinking something about Emma. If it was before, when they tested in the same room, would definitely occasionally look at each other, then smile at each other. But now, she no longer looked this way. Just like now, I also no longer looked toward her. The exam day quickly passed. Everyone returned to class, packing things, preparing to go home. Tomorrow still had to continue testing. After finishing tomorrow's test, results would come in a few days. Now after school, Lucas came to Ryan's desk. Looking at the empty desk before him, eyes deep, not knowing what he was thinking. At this moment, Connor walked over, gently patted Lucas's arm asking, "Where's Ryan? Today's exam but he didn't come." Lucas sighed, nodded answering, "Yeah, and definitely won't come tomorrow either." "Huh, what happened? Did something happen to him?" Connor frowned slightly. A bit unbelievable. Lucas didn't answer Connor's question, but the expression on his face seemed to say everything. Connor didn't ask anymore. Don't know what happened to Ryan, but seemed quite serious. Emma was standing waiting at the school gate, waiting for me to come out and go home together. After a while, she saw Ashley walk out first. Ashley saw Emma, also actively approached to talk. "You waiting for me?" "Yeah, how was your exam?" "No, shouldn't ask you like that. For you it's definitely very easy." Emma smiled lightly, though she was top of the class, but only top academically. As for intelligence, she felt far inferior to Ashley. Ashley nodded, then said, "Yeah, it was okay. Nothing too difficult." But whether answered correctly or not uncertain. Right when the two were chatting, I also came out. Just that. My expression was completely different from Ashley's. Looking worried, seemed I was thinking about something. Don't know if the last question. I did it right. If that one's wrong it's still okay, right? Points should still be enough. Chapter 57. Probably just walking together. Ashley saw me coming, then gently patted Emma's back. Said, "Go. He really needs you now." After speaking, she left, only leaving Emma standing there, stunned for a moment. "Needs me?" She watched Ashley's departing figure, mouth slightly open, muttering, "Thank you," though not knowing what additional meaning that sentence had. But hearing Ashley say that, she felt very happy. I walked while thinking, completely not paying attention ahead. At this moment, Emma suddenly appeared before me. Looking at me, she smiled, looking at me. "Hi, how was the exam? You okay?" I silently shook my head, but my expression was somewhat serious. In my brows, worry clearly showed. I just thought about what I'd learned, then wrote out the answers. As for right or wrong, I wasn't very clear. If letting me self-evaluate, I felt I got everything right. After all, I wrote everything, no blanks left. I sighed. I'd tried my best. If results still weren't good, could only accept reality. After all, I hadn't studied hard before. Emma, seeing my current state, trembled slightly. All along, I'd always given her the feeling of someone very emotionally stable. No matter what, I'd calmly face it. Facing everything, expression unchanged. Always calm before any storm. And I was also very mature. Like my psychology had matured much more than my age. When caring for her, like an older relative. But now, she saw I was also like normal students. Worried about exams. Expressing like this made Emma feel she and I weren't so distant anymore. Especially now, with my head lowered. Looking very unconfident. This scene made her want to protect me. For a moment, she really wanted to hug me. Didn't want to see me sad like this. But she still restrained herself. After all, this was a public place. She'd be fine. But for me, might not be good. She gently pulled my hand. Said, "All right, exam's done, so don't think anymore. Let's go home and review for tomorrow's exam." I turned to look at Emma. Saw her thin red lips, along with a light smile. Suddenly, I felt much lighter in my heart. I thought, perhaps this was the power of comfort. If just me alone, definitely couldn't review well tonight. Yeah, okay. The two went toward home. On the way, we talked about today's exam questions. And the two figures leaving were completely seen by someone. Why was Emma walking with me? Lily wondered. She stood there, like losing control of her body. Just standing there, not moving. She couldn't believe her eyes. Why was Emma walking with me? Did they have such a good relationship? She'd just learned yesterday. Ashley was actually my sister. Now she could be at ease. No need to worry I'd be with Ashley anymore. She'd planned to maintain some longing recently. Not bother me. Going over now would only make things worse. Wait a while longer. When seeing my mood improve, she'd slowly approach again. After all, there was still another year. No need to rush. According to her understanding of me, I definitely wouldn't love anyone in a short time. So now she mainly wanted to repair the relationship with Emma. Become good friends with her again. But she saw this scene. A scene she couldn't believe. Emma walking alone with me. Without Ashley beside. She didn't know where we were going now. Probably just walking together. Lily muttered, comforting herself. But her eyes still focused, looking in the direction we left. She kept comforting herself like this. But really she couldn't imagine The scene of Emma and me together. Long ago, Lily had once doubted that the possibility of being with Nathan was extremely low. She'd also never thought Emma would have this possibility. The reason was because in her impression, these two were from completely different worlds. From personality, temperament, to academic performance, they were complete opposites. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Agreeing, shaking her head. The dangerous thoughts in her mind were pushed away. Lily still couldn't believe Emma and Nathan would have anything going on. So she decided to act as if nothing had happened. Nathan and Emma returned home. Emma told Nathan to focus on studying. She would cook dinner. Nathan didn't refuse. He knew he had to make use of every minute and second now. Tomorrow there was another exam. After finishing, he could relax a bit. Emma was cooking in the kitchen. She looked through the glass and saw Nathan studying diligently, head down, occasionally rotating his neck and waist. Just seeing Nathan's current state, she could feel how exhausted he was, how difficult it was. Emma pursed her lips, her eyes showing pity. She really wanted to do something to help Nathan. Anything at all, as long as it could reduce his pressure and burden. After the two finished dinner, Emma went to clean up, while Nathan continued studying. When Emma finished cleaning the table and washing the dishes, she walked out of the kitchen and stood behind Nathan. When he was completely unaware, Emma reached out, gently gripping Nathan's shoulders. Nathan suddenly turned to look at Emma behind him, his face showing surprise. He didn't understand why Emma was massaging his shoulders. "I just saw you looked tired." Emma lowered her head, face flushed, speaking softly. She didn't know how to explain to Nathan. Just wanted to do something to reduce his stress. Nathan swallowed, turned his head back. He said, "Thank you, but you don't need to do this. I'm fine. In about an hour I'll go to sleep. It's okay, you just focus on studying." The two maintained a quiet atmosphere, occasionally hearing Emma's voice, teaching Nathan to solve problems. Time passed quickly until midnight. Nathan knew he had to sleep now. Otherwise, it would be like last night again. So Nathan and Emma took turns washing up, returning to the bedroom, preparing to sleep. Usually Nathan fell asleep quickly, while Emma needed some time to feel sleepy before she could sleep. But tonight, both had their eyes open, looking at the dark ceiling before them. Chapter 58. I'll help you think of a way. Don't give up so easily. Nathan started thinking about tomorrow's exam, encouraging himself, and constantly reminding himself, if this midterm exam he could rise 50 ranks. He still couldn't be careless. After all, there was still the next exam. The next exam after that, couldn't be complacent. If this time he couldn't rise many ranks, also shouldn't give up. His ultimate goal was the college entrance exam. Already in 12th grade, he was also starting to worry, realizing he couldn't continue like this. Oh right, Emma, did she have any university she wanted to enter? Nathan suddenly thought of something. Just opened his mouth to ask. Emma heard Nathan's voice. She was stunned for a moment, then thought about his question. She didn't speak truthfully. "I basically never thought I could go to university." Emma slowly spoke, speaking softly. Her answer was a bit hesitant. Her voice carried some sadness. Before coming to Nathan's house, she'd even thought she wouldn't study anymore, just find a job, even if not a job she liked. As long as she could support herself was enough. Find someone to marry, also not caring if she liked them or not. As long as that person could help her materially, that would be fine. Then life would pass by simply like that. Very well, but after meeting Nathan, hope ignited in her heart again. She wanted to continue studying, wanted to seriously face her life, didn't want to just get by anymore, and also wanted to seriously choose love, wanted to work hard to pursue the person she liked. Most importantly, wanted to repay Nathan. Any way would do. You have to think carefully. Your grades are so good. You can't not go to university. But going to university needs money. I feel like I'm addicted. About money matters, I'll help you think of a way. Don't give up so easily. Nathan once again said words that made Emma fall silent. She couldn't respond to those words. Her heart was very happy, really wanted to happily accept it. But emotionally and logically, she shouldn't accept. Nathan didn't owe her. On the contrary, she owed Nathan a lot. She didn't know how to repay him. Couldn't let Nathan help her anymore. Otherwise, she'd feel uncomfortable inside. She would think carefully about it. She knew she had a year to think. Now she didn't need to think about this. After all, who knew what the future would be like? By then, plans might not keep up with changes. But if she had to choose right now, she would definitely say without hesitation. Wanted to go to the same university as Nathan. She'd had no hope about going to university. It was Nathan who brought her hope. So she no longer cared if the university was good or not. As long as she could be with Nathan. Even if Nathan went to community college, she wanted to go with him. After chatting for a while, the two gradually fell asleep. The next morning, Emma woke up first. She wanted to make breakfast and prepare lunch for both of them. This time would let Nathan rest a bit more. When Nathan woke up, seeing Emma busy in the kitchen, he immediately understood what was happening. But he didn't go back to the bedroom. Instead, got up early to study. A new day starts from early morning. He wanted to use the morning time when his mind was clearest to study a bit more. After finishing breakfast, the two went to school together. Compared to the first day, Nathan was much more relaxed today. When thinking today's exam would end, he felt happy. He'd already planned tonight he'd return, reward himself by playing games. So he was a bit impatient. The feeling of tension reduced a lot. Just as the two entered the school gate, Nathan heard a voice from behind. "Wait a moment, Nathan." Nathan and Emma turned to look. Seeing the person running from behind, both couldn't help but frown. The person who could make both show this expression and gaze. In class there was only one person. That person was the class's abstract representative, Lily. Emma whispered to Nathan in his ear. "Do you have a good relationship with her?" "Not familiar, not related." Nathan hurriedly waved his hand, shaking his head in denial. If he was thought to have a good relationship with this person, he'd rather die. He didn't want to become so abstract. Lily ran up to Nathan, glanced at Emma beside him, immediately gave Nathan an "I understand" look, making Nathan just want to punch her, even more wanting to tell her to stay away from him. Then, Lily said with a bitter smile, "Can you help me? I'm in trouble. First, I'm not your friend. Second, you're in trouble. Has nothing to do with me. I can't help you." Nathan shook his head, voice cold, like talking to a complete stranger. Lily awkwardly forced a smile. Then, bringing her hands together, lowering her head, sincerely said, "I'm begging you to help me if successful. I'll definitely repay you." Nathan was about to refuse immediately, but right after he frowned, looking at Lily with interested eyes asking, "Is that really so?" "Yeah, really." Lily raised her head, realizing this might work, so hurriedly nodded. "All right, I want a skin set in the game, you buy it for me." "I'll help you." Nathan tilted his head looking at her and asked, "Are you sure you're not asking the price?" "It's fine, no matter how much I'll buy it. Must let you feel my sincerity." Lily waved her hand, acting very generous. In her heart, how expensive could a game skin be? Could it be up to 10,000? After all, she'd played quite a few mobile games. Buying skins was probably around 1 or 200. Emma beside frowned, seemed to be thinking. Last weekend, when Ashley came to Nathan's house to play, seemed she'd heard Ashley say Nathan always wanted a weapon skin in the game. Seemed to cost over 2,000 yuan. If using living expenses could buy it. But if this midterm exam didn't meet requirements, living expenses would be deducted. Then couldn't buy it anymore. Emma had really thought about buying it for Nathan as a gift, but currently she didn't have enough money to buy it. She'd planned, could wait for the weekend to find a part-time job, work a few weeks, then buy it for Nathan. Now Nathan mentioned this skin. Was it the one she'd heard Ashley mention? "All right, if you're so sincere, then I can help you." "Say it, what do you want me to help with?" Lily immediately showed a happy smile. Then she bowed to Nathan, said, "Please help me ask her out." Chapter 59. "Even if you trick me, I'll accept it." Nathan, after hearing, frowned, immediately scowled. took a step forward. Lily fearfully stepped back, using her hands to cover her head, afraid Nathan would hit her. Hey, gentlemen use words, not fists. Not only did Nathan react strongly, Emma's face also showed displeasure. After all, she had no problem finding someone to help, but went to find the most impossible person. Wasn't this touching Nathan's sore spot? Making people can't help but doubt. Was she here to cause trouble? Can't help then find someone else. Nathan waved his hand, then turned and walked away. The matter of telling Lily to buy that skin was actually just a joke. How could he demand payment from a classmate for helping with a small favor? Initially he wanted her to give up, but seeing her so persistent, Nathan agreed anyway, and didn't plan to collect from her later. Just thought it wasn't a big deal. Who knew Lily would dare say such a thing? Still wanting him to help with this. If she could ask Emma out, then why didn't she did before? Didn't want to ask? Don't, please help me. I really don't know what to do. Lily hurriedly chased after. Her face looked about to cry, hands clasped together, continuously begging. She also knew asking Nathan to help with this, the success rate wasn't high. But she thought it over. Felt besides Nathan, there probably wasn't anyone suitable. Nathan showed impatience, was about to say something. At this moment Emma suddenly stepped forward, standing in front of Nathan. If you can't ask yourself, then how can asking others help succeed? Even if successful, it would surely be because of Nathan's help. Do you think if successful would it still have meaning? Lily, hearing Emma's words, her tongue seemed stuck, couldn't say anything. She couldn't refute, because what Emma said was all very reasonable. She'd always thought, as long as she could ask her out it would be half successful. But thinking about it now, must be able to ask her out to count. Can't ask her out, what else is there to talk about? Do you understand? Don't come find me about this anymore. Nathan pushed Lily away, walking straight ahead. Lily stood frozen in place, sighing helplessly. Her heart sank to the bottom. All her remaining hope vanished. Now she didn't know what to do. Should she give up? Emma didn't hurry to leave, but only after seeing Nathan leave. She lowered her voice, saying to Lily, "You should have a chance. Don't give up, who knows, it might succeed." Really? Lily suddenly raised her head, eyes brightening. Hope just shattered, hearing Emma's words, ignited once again. Keep trying. After speaking, Emma hurriedly left. To be honest, didn't know if true or false, because she just said it randomly. Her purpose in saying this, mainly because Nathan had said something earlier, comparing Lily's words and hers. Though not understanding why, but still obediently followed, because if letting Lily bother her, then she wouldn't have a chance to bother Nathan anymore. Oh, Lily smiled deeply. Even someone like Emma also said so. Then she had no reason not to believe, meaning she really had a chance. Completely didn't need others' help. Lily suddenly became enlightened. Her face bloomed with a confident smile. Then she walked into the school building. The morning test quickly began. Students entered the exam room to start the test. Mood much better than yesterday. When doing the test also more relaxed. Not like yesterday, sweating while writing. When the morning test ended, everyone prepared for lunch. Nathan returned to class, preparing to go to his seat to eat. But saw at his seat now, Emma and Ashley had already sat down starting to eat. She saw Nathan enter the classroom. Immediately cheerful and bright, waving hello. Nathan went to his seat. So great, you guys don't have to worry about your scores. Really good. Beside Nathan, Emma and Ashley had completely different moods from him. For them, these 2 days of exams were no different from regular school days. Didn't feel nervous at all. Also not worried. Nathan quite admired Emma's psychology, because if it were him, being top of the class, would definitely never dare be careless. Afraid of being surpassed by others. Being pushed down. Falling from first place. The feeling of loss would definitely be huge. But looking at Emma, completely not nervous, as if not caring about it. Ashley naturally used chopsticks to pick up for Nathan the fried egg in the lunchbox. Said, "Look, who told you not to study seriously before? You're not bad either." If you studied, you definitely wouldn't lose to us. Then she bit into an egg. Looking toward Emma, asked, "Did you make this right?" "Yeah, is it good?" "Good." Nathan shook his head beside. Glancing at Ashley, said, again with useless comfort words, saying I'm not worse than others. I've heard it since childhood until I'm sick of it. Ashley's expression was calm. Gently said, I'm telling the truth. Someone who can move my heart. Won't be that bad. Nathan was silent, adjusting his posture. Just looked at Ashley for a few seconds without saying anything. At this moment Emma also nodded. Said, I think so too. You're absolutely not bad. In every aspect. At least I think so. Nathan fell silent. After a while he spoke. Said, all right, even if you're tricking me. I'll accept it. Thank you. Ashley and Emma. The two looked at each other and smiled knowingly. Nathan watching this scene. The corner of his mouth also lifted slightly. After a while eating, Ashley suddenly said, Hey Nathan. My mom asked me yesterday. If you have anything you want to eat, prepare in advance. For when you come to my house this weekend. You didn't say, I almost forgot about this. I'll eat anything. Nothing special I want to eat. Nathan suddenly remembered. He'd also promised to go get nails done this weekend. Almost forgot. Emma, after hearing, quietly lowered her head. She thought she should stay home that day. Also didn't know when I'd return. At this moment, Ashley looked toward Emma. The atmosphere suddenly changed. Said that's right, you come with Nathan too. Chapter 60. I'm very tight-lipped. Ah, Emma blinked, looking at me, eyes wide. Pointing at herself, stammering, unable to speak. I can go too? Of course. How could we leave you alone at home? All right, let's do that. You must come. Emma took a deep breath. Then nodded firmly. She seriously said, outside the classroom. Lily looked through the window. Looking inside the class, her expression became serious. What exactly is Emma's relationship with me? Are they friends? What happened? Since last night, Lily kept thinking about this, making her unable to eat or sleep well. Even this morning's test wasn't done well. She tried searching her memory. The relationship between Emma and Nathan. But no matter how she thought, she couldn't understand. How did they know each other? Lily clenched her fists, gritting her teeth, biting her lip, feeling uneasy inside. Nathan must have started liking Emma, right? Was it because of this reason that he started keeping distance from me? Lily was worried, because she knew Emma was much better than her. From personality, to grades, even appearance. She felt she couldn't compare to her. If Nathan really liked Emma, then she had no chance at all. What are you doing? Just then, a voice suddenly rang in Lily's ear, making her hair stand on end. Her whole body immediately retreated to one side. Eyes panicked, looking at the person beside her. Seeing that person, Lily couldn't help but feel scared. It turned out to be Connor. At this moment he was grinning slyly. He thought he was very handsome, but in others' eyes looked very unpleasant. What are you doing? Don't come near me. If you come closer. Lily stepped back several steps. Seeing Connor approaching, like a plague approaching, Lily wanted to retreat to the ends of the earth. Don't, I mean no harm. I just want to ask you, are you free this weekend? Connor smiled smugly, rubbing his hands, looking expectant, making Lily scared, head shaking back and forth. No, my family has arranged a blind date for me. After the blind date I have to go home to harvest rice. At night still have to work at the textile factory. I'm very busy. Don't have time. Connor curled his lip, not really understanding what Lily just said. But the meaning was rejection. Connor looked at Lily, occasionally glancing into the classroom. Seeing this, he also looked into the classroom. Saw Nathan and the three of them. Who are you looking at? Looking at Nathan and them? Lily glared at him, lifting her chin, said unhappily. What does it have to do with you? Connor pouted, suddenly remembered something. Hurriedly said, oh, right. Do you know? I heard Nathan and class president Emma seem to be living together. Ah, okay. Lily nodded perfunctorily, then continued looking toward the classroom. About 3 seconds later, Her gaze slowly moved toward Connor. Looking at him, mouth also opened slightly, eyes blinking, expression a bit dazed. What did you say? Connor, seeing he'd succeeded, drawing Lily's attention, continued saying, you still don't know? Look, Ryan didn't come today either. Last night I talked to him. He told me, because of this matter, he seems not planning to come to school anymore. What exactly happened? Tell me quickly. Lily stepped forward, getting closer to Connor. Lily's face showed confusion. Eyes also had some worry. Seemed really wanting to know the truth. Connor's eyes showed pride. Corner of his mouth couldn't help lifting. But, me casually telling others secrets, isn't that not very good? I'm very tight-lipped. Connor, though, wanting to show he was troubled, but couldn't control his expression. His expression was completely the face of a gleeful villain. Lily showed disgust, stepped back, gritting teeth, asked softly, so what do you want to tell me? Thinking for a moment. Talking about this at school isn't very good. If others hear and spread it, I'll be dealt with by Nathan. So talking outside school would be safer. Yeah, I have time on the weekend. Connor clapped his hands, then hid his hands behind his back, head glancing back and forth. Words clearly had implications. Want me to go out with you on the weekend? Then you'll tell me. Lily took a deep breath. Eyebrows furrowed tightly. Didn't expect Connor to be so shameless, daring to threaten Lily this way. That's about it. What do you think? After all this matter, only I know now. Connor didn't bother pretending anymore. Directly said it out, because he also noticed. Lily really wanted to know about this. Sure enough, after Connor finished speaking, Lily showed difficulty, as if seriously thinking. Connor, seeing she hadn't agreed yet, continued saying, hey, after all this matter is quite hot. I haven't told anyone. I'm also afraid of trouble. But seeing you really want to know, so I'm risking telling you. If you don't want to know, then it's fine. Let me keep this secret alone. After speaking, Connor turned to leave, just walking very slowly. An old man's cane would walk faster than him. After all, this was his faint east strike west tactic. If he just left, how could it work? Lily wasn't a fool. If she couldn't see through this, really would be living in vain. But also had no way to refuse. This secret Lily really wanted to know too much. Now hearing Nathan and Emma living together, that was like thunder overhead. If not digging deeper, really couldn't bear it. About 10 seconds later, Connor still hadn't walked 2 meters. While Lily had already schemed hundreds of times in her head whether to really sell her soul in exchange for this information. If, as Connor said, only he knew about this, then not asking really wouldn't work. After all, just going out for a while, not promising to date him. After hearing the secret, could leave immediately. Finally Lily raised her head, gritting teeth said, fine. I'll go with you on the weekend. You must tell me everything you know. Connor immediately stopped, corner of his mouth almost pulled up to the sky. He hurriedly controlled himself, turned to look at Lily, said softly, don't worry. I'll definitely tell you in detail. Don't worry. After finishing lunch, resting a bit, Emma returned to her seat, looking at books, reviewing for afternoon subjects. At this moment, a girl came over and said to her, class president calling you, telling you to go to the teacher's office. Emma nodded, then closed the book, got up and left the classroom. She went to the teacher's office, knocked, then entered, walked to the homeroom teacher's desk. At this moment the teacher was on the phone. Seeing Emma, the teacher signaled for her to sit and wait beside. Emma sat down, waiting for the teacher to finish the call. When the teacher hung up, looking toward Emma, the teacher said, Emma, there's something I want to ask you. It's about Ryan. He's already transferred schools. Won't be coming back anymore. Emma's eyes widened, face full of surprise. Her mind immediately recalled yesterday morning. She'd had conflict with Ryan. Today he'd transferred schools. Was it because of her? That's too much. After all, it shouldn't require transferring schools. Now it's already senior year. Only 1 more year until college entrance exams. Transferring at this time would definitely be affected. The homeroom teacher sighed, continued saying, So now the sports committee position is vacant. Your relationship with classmates is quite good, right? You can randomly choose someone. After all, after entering senior year, the sports committee position isn't that important. Mainly to prepare for the sports meet at the end of the month. Choose someone to help you. Emma awkwardly scratched her head, not knowing what to say. Asking her to choose someone. She really didn't know who to choose. If following her heart's thoughts, the protector would definitely be Nathan. Every aspect more suitable for her. But she thought, Nathan definitely wouldn't like being class president. Still having to help handle sports meet matters. With that time, better let Nathan rest. So she didn't say it. Others she also didn't dare say randomly. She also didn't understand too well. I think, teacher, you just decide. I don't know who to choose either. Then that's it, alright. I'll see. Who in class has good sports performance? You go back to class. After Emma left, the homeroom teacher started thinking. Who in their class was suitable to be sports committee? Sports performance didn't say much. But at least had to choose someone a bit tall. Seemed like there was someone before. Who broke the school's basketball hoop? This afternoon only had 2 subjects to test. So finished very quickly. When Nathan left the exam room. Felt extremely relieved. Whether successful or not, temporarily not saying. But removing a big burden really felt great. He was just about to return to class. Then saw the homeroom teacher standing at the classroom door. Nathan was stunned for a moment. Pretending to be calm, continuing to walk forward. But the closer he got, the more something felt wrong. The homeroom teacher's gaze seemed to be staring at him. Did I do something wrong? Seemed like not. When Nathan prepared to pretend not to see the homeroom teacher. Going into class, the homeroom teacher suddenly called him. Nathan, wait a moment. Oh, what's the matter, teacher? Nathan stopped, looking toward the homeroom teacher. Asked softly. Ryan transferred schools. So now the sports committee position is vacant. Can you replace him? No way, me as sports committee. Don't joke, teacher. I can't be class president. Nathan waved his hand, refusing. Without hesitation, he refused immediately. The homeroom teacher frowned, saying, not much work. Senior year already, still mainly studying. Mainly because the sports meet is coming. Need someone to help Emma with these matters. After the competition, just need the title. Nothing else. So I also, I have to be responsible for the sports meet. Nathan straightened up a bit. Then opened his eyes wide, looking at the homeroom teacher. Asked again. What? Mainly responsible for reporting events, things like that. Nothing complicated. Then fine, I can accept. Nathan nodded. His body immediately stiffened. The homeroom teacher was also stunned. Not clear why Nathan opposed so much before. Why immediately agreed so quickly after. That's fine then, go back to class. Nathan returned to class. Sat down. The homeroom teacher also came in. Standing at the podium, looking at the class, saying, Hey, I have something to announce. Some of you already know. Ryan, for some special reasons, has transferred schools. And now, Nathan will replace him. As our class's sports committee. Responsible for the sports meet at the end of the month. Emma was extremely surprised. Lips couldn't close. Turned to look toward Nathan. Discovered Nathan. At this moment, because of the whole class's gazes on him. Felt very awkward. Lowered his head. Emma didn't expect. Nathan actually agreed to this. She thought Nathan would 100% refuse. Only Ashley's face showed difficulty. Eyebrows furrowed. Turned to look at Nathan beside her. Said, You're really cruel. Agreeing to be sports committee just to deal with me. Nathan raised his head, looking at Ashley. Lightly snorted. You discovered it too? HMPH. Only this way can make you suffer. You're really going all out. Why did you say I can't run long distance? How about you take back those words? Admitting I'm better than you is enough. Last night after school, Emma noticed Nathan walking out of class. Emma immediately followed. If not for hearing that news, Lily wouldn't have cared about this. But now, just thinking about the two of them, possibly going home together, she felt her heart cut like a knife. On the way home, Nathan looked quite happy. After all, going home meant playing games. could relax for a day. While Emma was still thinking why the homeroom teacher chose Nathan, and why Nathan agreed to this. Was he forced? After a while, Emma suddenly thought the exam had ended. Now had to worry about the sports meet at month's end. And between Nathan and Ashley, seemed there had been conflict. About sports events. Meaning, Nathan's purpose was to stop Ashley, right? Emma asked softly. Nathan, now the exam has ended. Should probably think about the sports meet at month's end, right? What events are you and Ashley signing up for? Nathan nodded. Said, yeah, I'll sign up for anything. But Ashley can't. Unless she takes back her bad words about me. Otherwise I can't let her participate. I just want her to obediently watch me run long distance. Chapter 62. Right, if you can't do it, then come live at my house. This is what I'd set as Ashley's punishment before. Now not letting her participate is a bit. Didn't you bet with me to beat me? Wasn't it to make me participate? Now I've agreed to participate. Don't need her anymore. But I think if Ashley participates, she could definitely win too. No need to stop her. Emma's voice got smaller and smaller. Finally almost couldn't hear her words. When she raised her head to look at Nathan, found Nathan was also looking at her. Immediately hurriedly shook her head. Explained. Don't mind what I just said. Don't be angry. Nathan was silent for a while. Then slowly asked, Emma, between Ashley and me, whose side are you on? Who are you supporting? Emma, hearing this question, first was stunned. Then she lowered her eyes. Her face also showed sadness. Her ears gently reddened. Voice so small almost couldn't be heard. Replied. After replying, she hurriedly raised her head. Said, but I still don't want to witness you standing on opposite sides. I hope you both stand on the same side. Nathan raised his eyebrows. Found her gaze very firm. When saying these words, completely different from the fearful attitude before. Both fell silent, walking forward for a long time. After a long time, Nathan gently nodded. Said, all right. I understand. I'll listen to you. You help us arrange it. Really? Emma couldn't quite believe it. Just now Nathan had shown firm determination not to change. Why change so quickly now? Moreover, letting him arrange. Before they almost fought over this. Yeah, really? You said so. What else am I calculating? Thinking back now, I shouldn't have before argued with Ashley over small matters. I was narrow-minded. Emma's mouth opened into an O shape. Not just surprised. She realized Nathan was really different now. Seemed since last time she slept in Nathan's arms. After waking up, he'd had some small changes. Though she didn't know why. But Nathan having such changes. She felt very happy. Felt like he'd become more manly. All right, Ashley, leave that matter to me. When the time comes we'll meet together. Discuss how to reasonably arrange for you guys. Nathan nodded. Said, yeah, I'll try my best to support you. Back at home, Nathan hurriedly turned on the computer. Logged into the game. After a while, Ashley's voice came through the headphones. Finally logged in. Happy? Finally get to play games. Nothing much to say. Good thing I didn't buy this season's pass. Otherwise I'd be dead. Where's Emma? She said I worked hard on the exam. Told me to play games first. She went to cook, understand? So pitiful, right? You have to treat her well. If you can't do it, just let her come to my house. Really, she's my tutor. How could I give her to you? Don't need you to say it. I'll treat her well anyway. The two sat in the bedroom talking. While outside the bedroom door, Emma was standing there. She wasn't intentionally eavesdropping. Just happened to pass by. And heard Ashley's voice coming from inside the room. So she stood there listening for a while. After listening, Emma gently pursed her lips. The corners of her eyes and eyebrows all showed a smile. She returned to the kitchen to continue cooking. About half an hour later, Emma brought the freshly cooked hot meal. Placed it on the dining table. Then she went into the bedroom. Poked her head in, said softly, time to eat. Come out and eat first. Yeah, I know. Nathan replied. Then turned to say to Ashley through the headphones, not playing anymore. Logging off, I'm going to eat. Okay. After speaking, He turned off the computer. Went with Emma to the dining table. Preparing to eat. Currently, Nathan had gotten used to eating meals cooked by Emma. He couldn't deny. Emma was really good at cooking. Not inferior to him at all. When the two just picked up their bowls, about to use chopsticks to eat, suddenly there was a knock at the door. Knock knock. Nathan and Emma both startled, looking at each other confused. Usually no one came to this house. Only Ashley, and it was already about 10 p.m. Who would come at this hour? Emma couldn't help but feel worried. Slowly put down her bowl and chopsticks, not daring to breathe heavily. Nathan stood up saying, "I'll go see who it is." He had nothing to fear. If it was bad people outside, he could handle 2 or 3 people. So he went to the door. Without asking who it was, he opened the door right away. When the door opened, standing outside was a woman, looking about 40 years old. Time had left some traces at the corners of her eyes, but she was still very beautiful. Still looked very energetic. She was carrying many things in her hands. When she saw Nathan, her eyes lit up, smiling. "Son, do you miss Mom?" Nathan lowered his eyes, shaking his head helplessly replied, "No, Mom. Why did you come here? At this hour too? Why didn't you say something beforehand? I know you just finished exams. Couldn't wait to know your results. I already called Ashley. She said you're studying very hard now," Mrs. Wilson said, while stepping into the house. But immediately, Nathan blocked her. "I just finished the exam. Results aren't out yet. When results come I'll tell you. What's the rush?" She put down the things, took out a red envelope from her bag, bulging, looking at Nathan, and raised her eyebrows asking, "Rushing to give you living expenses? Won't you invite me in?" Nathan moved aside, letting his mother into the house. Emma was sitting at the dining table. When she saw Nathan's mother appear before her, immediately stood up, feeling very nervous, preparing to greet, but when about to speak, found Nathan's mother seemed not to notice her presence. Upon entering, she started taking out what she brought, taking out item by item, giving them to Nathan standing behind. "These are delicious foods I brought back for you and Ashley. All things not available here. Wait until school to bring them. You two eat together. Mom, this is, oh right. These are your fall clothes. You already have clothes for fall. Change into them when it gets cold. Don't catch a cold, understand?" "I know, Mom. About catching cold. Your dad caught a cold from the wind a few days ago. There's a very effective cold medicine. I also brought you 2 boxes. For prevention, can use when needed." "Ah, Mom. Let me speak a bit," Nathan said loudly, interrupting, stopping his mother from continuing. Then pointed to the side. Mrs. Wilson was stunned. Looking in the direction Nathan pointed, saw Emma standing there, very embarrassed. "Hello, ma'am." Chapter 63. "You're not taking advantage of someone in trouble, are you?" Mrs. Wilson's eyes immediately widened, looking at Emma, then looking back at Nathan, face full of disbelief. At this moment, she seemed to have lost the ability to speak, couldn't utter a word. Nathan had guessed her reaction, so he introduced to Emma, "This is my mother." "Hello, ma'am. My name is Emma." Emma nervously greeted, hands clasped tightly in front, nervously twisting her shirt hem. Very careful. She didn't expect Nathan's mother to come so suddenly, making her unprepared. She didn't even have a chance to run away. If kicked out of the house, what would she do? "Hello dear. My name is Lisa Wilson." Nathan's mother, Mrs. Wilson, became even more nervous at this moment, as if she was the outsider. Her voice completely matched Emma's. "Mrs. Wilson," Emma gently called. Then didn't know what to say next. She thought maybe she should explain a bit who she was, why she was here, but didn't know where to start. Lisa swallowed several times. Her throat seemed dry. She turned to look at Nathan, then hurriedly pushed him into the bedroom, and closed the door. Then she lowered her voice, pointing outside, and asked, "What's going on? Do you have a girlfriend? You're dating and didn't tell us? Now is the important time for senior year exam prep. Why like this? She's just a classmate." Nathan had anticipated she would be suspicious like this, so just briefly explained, She's a classmate. Classmate? What's she doing here so late? Isn't her family worried? A girl staying over like this at night isn't good. Quickly send her home. Lisa frowned, pushing Nathan. Nathan didn't move, sighed, then said, Mom, listen to me for a bit. This is Emma. She has special circumstances. Different. Nathan then told about that rainy night. The story of him meeting Emma in the rain. And her current situation. Told Lisa everything. Lisa, after listening, frowned even more. Her face became serious, occasionally taking a deep breath. She sat down on a chair, silently listening to Nathan's story. Throughout the story, not speaking once. That's how it is. I say Mom can't not help her, right? If you encountered this, would you help? Nathan slapped his hand on the table, then raised his hand, showing helplessness. After explaining everything clearly, he didn't hide anything. Also had no reason to hide. Because he felt what he did was right. Nothing wrong. Lisa, after listening, touched her chin and pondered for a while, then nodded, seeming satisfied. Yeah, you really didn't do wrong. Facing this matter really should help. This girl looks good too. How could we not help her? Who knows, she might think of us as family. She completely didn't doubt Nathan was lying. Because she knew too well what kind of person her son was. So everything he said, she absolutely trusted. Then she looked at Nathan, evaluating him from top to bottom. Then questioned. You're not taking advantage of her troubles to do something, are you? Not right? All right, that's fine then. As long as you don't do anything to her. If you've done something, it's not helping anymore, but doing improper things. Lisa nodded, satisfied. Then her eyes glanced around the bedroom. Seeing the bed in the bedroom, she pointed at the 2 pillows and 2 sets of bedding on the bed, and asked Nathan suspiciously, You sleep together? Why not sleep on the sofa? Actually, I planned to sleep on the sofa. But she didn't agree. She insisted on sleeping on the sofa. And I didn't agree. In the end, we both slept on the bed. Nathan awkwardly scratched his head. He also didn't understand why they slept together on the bed before. So unreasonably, now used to this. Don't feel anything wrong. Don't feel anything strange? Oh, there's only 1 bedroom. Indeed, a bit cramped. The lease should be ending soon. Well, I'll change a place for you guys. Lisa nodded silently, muttering a sentence. She suddenly remembered something, and took out the red envelope from her bag. Gave it to Nathan. Nathan took it, slightly surprised, blinking. Asked, Why give it to me directly like this? Wasn't it supposed to be after rising 50 ranks? Yeah, that was the plan before. But now there's a special situation. You need to take care of 2 people. So I'll reduce half your living expenses. You guys probably need to save a bit. Can't spend on games anymore. Nathan looked at Lisa with surprised eyes. Huh, really? You agree to let Emma stay? Lisa glanced at him. Right, still need to ask? What kind of person do you think I am? Knowing she's in such difficulty now, how could I not help her? I think this girl is good too. Our family doesn't lack people. 1 more person is fine. Actually, I've wanted a daughter for a long time. Nathan knew his mother would definitely agree. After all, it's not like different families can't enter the same door. So when Nathan invited his mother in, he wasn't panicked at all. Also had no intention of hiding Emma. Though Nathan and Emma had agreed beforehand. But at this moment, Emma outside was feeling extremely worried. She sat at the dining table, the meal on the table untouched. She also didn't dare continue eating. Just sat there, head down, worriedly wringing her hands. She didn't know what Nathan and his mother were saying in the room. She also couldn't go eavesdrop. But definitely they were talking about her. Maybe discussing how to deal with her. As a parent, they definitely wouldn't want her to stay here. After all, she wasn't their child. If something happened, they couldn't bear the responsibility. Though she really wanted to clarify her stance. She absolutely wouldn't burden anyone. But at this moment, seemed there was no chance to speak. What if she had to leave in a while? Where would she go? Could it be just when starting to think about continuing to live well but ending early? Right then, the bedroom door opened. Emma, like a natural reflex, immediately stood up. The feeling of worry showed very clearly on her face. Lisa walked out, seeing Emma, bowing to greet her, eyes full of confusion, worry, clearly visible. Lisa's eyes slightly curved, seemed like she was smiling. She walked over, gently said, "Your name is Emma, right? Then I'll call you Little Emma. Don't be scared, don't worry. From now on this is your home. Why so nervous in your own home?" Chapter 64. This is natural. Your own home. Emma was silent, straightened up, softly muttered another sentence. Her eyes flashed with surprise. She doubted if she'd heard wrong. But when certain she hadn't heard wrong, she immediately felt very happy. If this sentence wasn't misunderstood, it meant she allowed her to stay here. This meant she'd been accepted. Lisa saw the meal on the dining table. She turned to Nathan saying, "Look at you. Spent all the money on games. Can't buy some good food? Just making this to entertain little Emma? Adding some ribs or something delicious wouldn't be better?" Nathan stood beside, just silently nodding. Also didn't argue back, because he really had spent too much money on games. The food didn't have much meat either. Mostly vegetables. Emma hurriedly explained, "Sorry, ma'am. These dishes were all made by me. Tomorrow I'll buy better food for Nathan, to cook for him to eat." Lisa was stunned for a moment. Blinking, looking at Emma. With disbelief, she asked, "You made all of these?" Yes. Because Nathan studies very hard. So I thought I'd cook for him. To help reduce his pressure a bit." "You can cook too? Oh my, you're so talented." "Not joking, dear. I still don't know how to cook. At home it's all Nathan's dad who cooks." Lisa was surprised, lips slightly moving, her eyes full of praise for Emma. Emma was a bit embarrassed being praised. She lowered her head, her cheeks reddened. Nathan stood beside saying, "She cooks very well. Mom, haven't you eaten? Let me get you a bowl, try it." After speaking, Nathan signaled to Emma. Emma understood, immediately went to get Lisa a bowl of rice. "Then I'll try little Emma's cooking." Lisa nodded, taking the bowl of rice. Nathan also got her a chair and sat down. Lisa picked up a piece of food and tried it. While chewing, she kept nodding. "Not bad, not bad. Young people nowadays rarely know how to cook like this. Someone as young as little Emma. And cooking this well is even rarer. Truly wonderful." Lisa didn't spare her praise. Emma pursed her lips, trying to smile a bit, but trying to maintain composure. Being praised like this by Nathan's mother, she felt extremely happy. "Mrs. Wilson, you're too kind." "Oh right, I heard from Nathan you're the class president, right?" Emma nodded, softly replied, I'm the class president." Lisa suddenly stared at Nathan. Nathan shrugged, nodded confirming. Lisa looked at Nathan surprised. Gently asked, "Then you must study very well, right?" "Not really," Emma modestly replied, while Nathan directly said, "Top 5 of the class. Top 1 of the whole class." Thud. Immediately, Lisa's hand holding chopsticks slammed hard on the table, making Emma startled, body trembling. "You study this well?" Lisa exclaimed, with surprise like being struck by lightning. Her eyes full of disbelief. Her lips moving, unable to speak. Emma didn't dare reply. She'd never thought her academic results were anything special, so she didn't understand why Lisa had such a strong reaction. "Oh my God. With such good grades, how could you not continue studying?" "Don't worry, little Emma, just focus on studying well. Don't worry about anything else. I'll help you with everything." Lisa reached out, speaking passionately. Her words moved Emma's heart. Everyone had started getting excited. Didn't expect Nathan's personality to be so like his mother's. These words were also similar to what Nathan had said. She hurriedly stood up, bowing deeply to Lisa. Politely said, "Thank you, Mrs. Wilson." Lisa looked at Emma before her. Her expression seemed to be saying, "Such a good child. If only she were my daughter." At this moment, her gaze at Emma was full of affection. Could even say the more she looked the more she liked. Emma raised her head, continued saying, "But Mrs. Wilson, I can't easily accept everyone's kindness like this. I want to do something. Otherwise I'll feel uneasy." She was happy, but couldn't just accept everything without doing anything. That feeling was really too shameless. Not doing anything. People had no obligation to treat her well. Lisa smiled slightly, signaled Emma to sit down. She said, "Then how about this? I heard this month's exam was thanks to you helping Nathan study, right? So continue helping Nathan study. Okay? Consider it me hiring you as Nathan's tutor. You work then get rewarded. That's natural. Is that okay?" "Okay, Mrs. Wilson, even if you didn't say. I'd definitely continue teaching Nathan. This isn't really work." Emma felt maybe she wanted to say something more, because she thought this wasn't different from her doing nothing. Couldn't consider this a job worth getting paid for. But right then, Nathan suddenly coughed loudly twice. Ahem. Emma immediately stopped. The words about to say were cut off. She looked at Nathan. Nathan didn't look at her, but focused on eating. Just between his eyebrows, seemed to convey some message. At this moment, Emma seemed to understand something. She immediately changed her attitude. Softly said, "All right, thank you, Mrs. Wilson." Just finished speaking. She saw on Lisa's face bloom a satisfied smile. Seemed she was satisfied with her change in attitude. Actually, Emma also didn't know what Nathan was hinting at, but she instinctively changed her attitude. When looking back at Nathan, his previously furrowed brow had relaxed. Nathan also slowly smiled. She thought in her heart, maybe between her and Nathan, there was already some understanding. After finishing dinner, Emma went to clear the dishes and wipe the table. Lisa seemed ready to leave. She went to the door, putting on shoes. Emma hurriedly ran over asking, "Mrs. Wilson, aren't you staying tonight?" Lisa smiled lightly, waving her hand said, "There's only room for 2 people here. I've already booked a nearby hotel. Don't worry." Lisa opened the door, preparing to go out. Suddenly thought of something, turned back continuing to say to Emma, "Oh, right. I plan to stay here waiting for Nathan's monthly exam results. Then go back. So I'll probably stay a few more days. Tomorrow I'll bring Ashley. Take you kids out to eat." Chapter 65. You and us are all family now. Really? She really said that? Ashley looked at Nathan surprised. Asked unbelievably. Nathan came this morning. Already told her about last night. She also breathed a sigh of relief. Now living expenses are secured. Also don't need to worry about test results. Also thanks to Emma's help. That's right, then tomorrow night calling you to eat. Today my mom will call your aunt. Probably will tell her about this. Tonight just come with us. Okay. Ashley nodded. She looked toward Emma sitting in the front row. Saw she seemed very happy. Face smiling, chatting with classmates. When Nathan took out his book, preparing to study, Ashley spoke asking, "About the sports events. Have you decided what to sign up for?" "You plan not to let me sign up for anything. Then sign up for everything yourself?" Nathan tapped his fingers on the desk. Gently replied, "I won't interfere. Let Emma decide this matter." "Really, what made you change your mind?" Nathan looked toward Emma in front, muttering softly, "Nothing. Just feel I was a bit naive before." A day quickly passed. At dismissal time, Ashley, unlike usual, didn't hurry to leave first, but waited for Nathan and Emma. When all 3 had packed up, they left school together. Ashley saw Emma seemed not okay throughout this journey, so patted her shoulder, asked, "What's wrong? Why so nervous? Didn't you already meet my aunt last night?" "That's right, but I'm still a bit nervous," Emma honestly replied. "Though accepted last night, but I still don't dare be too casual. After all, I'm still just an outsider. Still need to maintain propriety and respect. Can't be too greedy." "It's fine, just relax. My aunt already agreed to let you stay. You're part of our family now." Ashley gently patted Emma's shoulder, comforting her. "Family." Emma muttered a sentence. A deep place in her heart seemed touched. Her nose also naturally felt a bit stinging. The 3 left school. At the school gate, Nathan squinted, observing around. Finally he saw a car parked in the empty lot. The driver's window rolled down. Lisa poked her head out, seeing the 3 of them, waving hello. Nathan was first to walk over. Next was Ashley. Emma walked behind. Nathan opened the passenger door and sat inside, while Ashley and Emma sat in back. Ashley got in the car, greeted Lisa in front. "Hello, Mrs. Wilson. Lisa smiled lightly. Hello Ashley, long time no see. You look more and more beautiful. Mrs. Wilson, you look younger and younger too. Haha, Ashley really has a sweet tongue. So sweet. Lisa looked through the rearview mirror. Saw Emma sitting in back, seeming a bit uncomfortable. Then gently changed her tone. Little Emma. Hello ma'am. Emma hurriedly replied, afraid of disappointing Lisa if delayed. Lisa asked in a gentle tone. What do you want to eat? Choose, anything you want. I'll let you decide. Really? Then I'll decide. If you don't like it, tell me. Lisa drove, leaving there, heading toward the street full of open restaurants. Though it was evening, but here was still brightly lit. The restaurants still crowded, people coming and going quite a lot. Finally, Lisa stopped the car in front of a hotpot restaurant, led the three inside. Inside the restaurant was quite crowded, but fortunately there were still empty seats. The waiter led the three to empty seats. Sat down. After getting the menu, Lisa gave it to Emma, wanting her to choose dishes. However, of course Emma refused. How could she choose dishes? She was just an outsider. Being invited to eat was already very good. She had to be polite. Nathan also noticed. Emma seemed quite awkward, so he didn't continue making it difficult for her. Took the menu and chose dishes. After choosing dishes, Lisa's phone suddenly rang. She took out her phone and looked at the number. Then stood up, said to the three, you kids eat first. I'll answer the phone. Lisa took the phone, left the table, went outside the restaurant. The three remaining, atmosphere became lighter. After a while they started chatting. What did you and Nathan talk about? This morning he came and said, all sports events listen to your arrangement. I almost argued with him before, not letting me sign up for anything. I didn't say anything. Sports events let Emma arrange. But there's also the opening performance. I definitely have to participate in this. The three talked for a while. Hot pot was brought to the table. The hot pot ingredients came very quickly. Dishes were brought up plate by plate. Lisa still hadn't finished her phone call. Nathan was first to pick up chopsticks. Said to the other two, just eat. But Emma still didn't dare use chopsticks. She thought, should wait for Nathan's mother to return before eating. Emma raised her head, looking in the direction Lisa had gone. But when just raising her head, she happened to see a woman walking past their table, and the two looked at each other. The woman, seeing Emma, immediately stopped, standing beside their table, staring at Emma, eyebrows slightly furrowed. Emma felt her expression change. Her mouth slightly open, lips trembling, eyes wide. This woman was past middle age, body somewhat plump, thin lips, large ears, sharp chin, looking like someone not easy to provoke. Emma looked at the woman. She raised an eyebrow, then showed a contemptuous smile. Hearing the noise, Nathan and Ashley both looked up, surprised, looking at the woman beside. Emma still looked at the woman. Though she called her name, Emma didn't reply. She just looked at her with cold, sharp eyes. Teeth clenched tight, as if wanting to bite through her lips. Arms on the table also clenched into fists. The woman's whole body, looking like a barrel, tilted her head, said mockingly, why no greeting? Didn't your mother teach you manners? Oh, I forgot. Teaching is useless anyway. Emma immediately felt somewhat breathless. Her whole body trembling, fists clenched so tight her hands started turning pale. Nathan and Ashley both frowned. Ashley put down her chopsticks, turned to look at the woman. Old lady, who are you? Must have nothing to do so coming here to bother us. Chapter 66. Dare to bully my child? Really something. Old hag, who are you talking to? Emma, do you know who I am? The woman put her hands on her hips, pointing at Emma, her whole body like she couldn't breathe. She turned back to look at Emma, lifting her chin, asking about this woman's identity. That's my father's ex-wife. She's the one who kicked me out of the house. Emma lowered her head, as if for a moment. She remembered the most painful time in her life. That time she really didn't want to live anymore. Her mind full of negative thoughts. Don't talk nonsense. That's definitely my house, not yours. They kicked you out. That's completely reasonable. Yet you still act wronged. The woman's voice got louder and louder. her voice even somewhat piercing, making customers at nearby tables seem uncomfortable. Nathan immediately understood. He'd heard Emma talk about this woman. She, along with her son, had kicked Emma out of the house. Could say, with just her own strength, she almost took Emma's life. Nathan slowly widened his eyes, staring at the woman before him, then slowly spoke. "Hey old lady, we're eating. What's your business? If nothing then get lost, okay? You being here I can't eat." "Brat, who are you talking about?" The woman angrily rolled up her sleeves, revealing fat arms. She seemed to want to hit Nathan. Nathan tilted his head, stood up. With his tall build, he immediately towered over her by two heads. Solid muscles, like a wall standing before the woman. She was stunned, seemed not expecting Nathan to be so strong. But right after, she still wouldn't back down. She put hands on hips, shouted, "So what? You want to hit me? Come here, come here. Hit me and see." Her arrogant expression attracted many people's gazes in the restaurant. Nathan definitely wasn't planning to hit anyone. But really, at this moment, he really wanted to punch her. Emma quickly, hurriedly reached out, pulling Nathan back. Said softly, "Nathan, calm down a bit." Nathan breathed out deeply, slowly sat down, picked up chopsticks, preparing to ignore the woman. But the woman had no intention of stopping. Still looking at Emma, saying, "Oh, now you have friends helping, right? Must be following these no-good friends. Just playing around all day. Wonder what your mother would think. Really unfilial." Bang! Emma slammed hard on the table, her face even redder. Raised her head, gritting teeth, angrily looking at her. "What right do you have to talk about my mother? Now I have nothing left. So what more do you want? Want to completely destroy me? HMPH, you white-eyed wolf. I just want what's good for you. Why can't you tell good from bad? Really unbelievable. Children without parents like this, no education at all." Emma's heart felt cut by knives. Burning hot. Her eyes immediately covered by a layer of mist. "Who exactly are you? Let me tell you, your mother is a vixen. You're also a little vixen. Look, with you and your mother here, the family's broken apart, right? Deserved it, damn." These words, like sharp swords stabbing into Emma's heart. She immediately felt pain, like being cut. Her lips moving, unable to speak any words. Chest heaving, tears like crystals, welling up. With a blink, each teardrop flowed from her eyes, rolling down her cheeks, falling to the ground. She was crying, standing there feeling extremely helpless. At this moment, she once again felt the most desperate feeling in life. Nathan couldn't bear it anymore. His face suddenly darkened, snorted, stood up, pointing at the woman, shouted, "We're not talking to you. You think I won't deal with you, right? What more do you want? Get lost, okay? If not, I won't be polite anymore." Nathan grabbed the glass soda bottle on the table, gripping it tightly, his muscular arm showing blue veins, his eyes full of killing intent, as if any moment would smash the glass bottle on this woman's head. Ashley also stood up, pulling Emma behind her. Looking at the woman, said quietly, "Old lady, don't you dare try bullying her." The woman snorted, completely ignoring Nathan and Ashley's threats. Crossing her arms, said, "Did I say wrong? I have a relationship with her anyway. Helping her mother educate her, what's wrong? What's it to you? Little brats here trying to threaten me? Come here, I'm standing here. See what you can do to me." Nathan looked at the woman with eyes full of anger. He almost ground his teeth to pieces, the anger in his heart rising higher, his eyes twitching. Finally, he couldn't bear it anymore. Stepped forward, ready to teach this woman a lesson. Slap. Right then, a hand suddenly slapped the woman's shoulder. Nathan suddenly froze. He saw the person behind the woman. Immediately, the raging anger from before disappeared instantly. Then, Nathan stepped back, slowly sat down. Ashley also hugged Emma's shoulders, led her to slowly sit down. The woman frowned, turned around, looking at the person behind her. Nathan saw his mother, Lisa, standing behind, phone in hand, a smile on her face, talking to the person on the other end. Yeah, I know, don't worry. The woman was about to speak, to ask Lisa, but just said one word. Only saw the hand on the woman's shoulder suddenly tightened. Ah, the fat on the woman's shoulder was gripped tightly. Feeling painfully squeezed, she opened her mouth, grimacing. Body tilted down, she hurriedly reached out, grabbing Lisa's hand on her shoulder. Let go, let go. It's killing me. Lisa still continued smiling and talking on the phone, as if she wasn't the one using force just now. She seemed completely unrelated to this matter, completely ignoring the woman's words. That's right, that's right. I'm eating out here with 3 kids. Yeah, okay. Talk tomorrow. Okay, okay. Goodbye. Lisa ended the call, put the phone in her bag, finished everything. When she raised her head again, the smile on her face immediately disappeared. Her face became serious. She narrowed her eyes. In her eyes only deep darkness. She let go, stepped forward, looking down at the woman. Said coldly, "Who are you? Dare to bully my child? Really brave." Chapter 67. But I'll definitely treat her as my own daughter. My family's child. The woman rubbed her shoulder, looking at Nathan and Ashley. Her eyebrows raised. Which one is your child? How do you teach your children? Really no manners. I'm their elder after all. The woman stared at Nathan and Ashley. Both grimaced, glancing at her, with expressions of not knowing what to say. Emma leaned on Ashley, head down, not daring to look ahead. She knew it was all caused by her. She'd also dragged Nathan and Ashley into it. They had nothing to do with this, but got dragged into trouble with her. Which parent would allow their children to stay with people like this? Who knows, there might be trouble someday like this. I myself am quite a burden too. So when Lisa came, Emma only felt ashamed. It was all because of her attracting people like this. Lisa frowned, looking very displeased. She pointed at Nathan and Ashley, saying, "These 3 children are all mine. Who are you saying has no manners? Try saying it one more time." Emma, hearing Lisa's words, suddenly raised her head, tear streaks still on her face, looking at her with disbelieving eyes. Was she counted too, the same as Nathan and Ashley? If she was pushed out now, it would really be sad, feeling so redundant. But now, Emma's heart felt a special sense of security rising, making her once again feel the feeling of being protected by a mother. Those 3 kids, Emma really didn't see wrong. Her mother's only been gone a few days, yet accepting so quickly? Splash. As the woman finished speaking, a cup of water was suddenly thrown in her face, immediately soaking her hair and collar. The woman's eyes widened. She was stunned for a moment before reacting, looking up at Lisa, who was standing before her, with a calm expression. That nothing happened look made her anger immediately rise high. "What are you doing?" the woman screamed, voice sharp and piercing, her whole fat body trembling. Lisa raised her head, making an innocent face. Raising her hand, said calmly, "What did I do? I just wanted to pour water. Weren't you just standing there?" The woman gritted her teeth, pointing at Lisa, screaming, "What are you? You look like a barcode. Won't know what you are without scanning. You look quite creative. Living takes some courage. You think too highly of yourself, don't you? Is it because the Animal Protection Society protects you? No amount of cheap perfume can cover your animal smell. What about me? Don't think just because you have mental issues, you can do whatever. Does this donkey only know how to kick heads every day? Only knows how to kick your head." Her face turned pale, really angry. "Don't you know to save a bit? So old already. Still bullying children. Still acting like an adult? You'll just die faster than my kids." The woman panted heavily, seemed unable to breathe, stepped back 2 steps, almost couldn't stand steady. Legs went soft. If not for the wall support, definitely couldn't stand. This was the first time she'd been humiliated like this. Her face flushed red. Blood seemed about to burst out. Looking like an angry lion. Face contorted, like going crazy. Nathan and Ashley even had to cover their faces with hands, because they were afraid of losing control and laughing. Emma was also surprised. Didn't expect Nathan's mother to have such power. When talking to them, she was always very gentle. Didn't expect to have this side. If she scolded me, I'd probably burst into tears. Lisa stared straight ahead, voice cold. Let me tell you. Little Emma is different now. She's my child. If you dare bully her again, I definitely won't let you off. Public or private matters. White or black, up to you. You really think my family is easy to bully? The woman angrily pointed at Lisa. Then pointed at Emma. Her face puffed up like popcorn. Then, she wiped her face. Turned and angrily left. When she left, the whole restaurant immediately quieted down. The atmosphere seemed to harmonize again. Lisa breathed a sigh of relief, as if she'd just released all her anger. Then she sat down, sitting beside Emma. Emma had stopped crying. Lisa had helped her release her anger. She felt relieved. Just the corners of her eyes still had some tears. She lowered her head. She said softly, "Thank you." She didn't know what to do. To express her gratitude. Also didn't know how to face Lisa. Because of Lisa's words, "She's my child," made her feel a bit dazed. Feeling her eyes seemed to tighten. At that moment she felt like crying. Maybe she said that just for that woman to hear. Now everything was resolved. Did she need to be so serious? At this moment Lisa took out some tissues. Raised her hand. Gently wiped the tears from Emma's eyes. "Don't be afraid, dear. From now on you don't need to fear her. Now you have someone to protect you. From now on I'll protect you." Lisa held Emma's hand, mouth showing a gentle jade-like smile. Her eyes became even gentler. Emma was stunned. Then her eyes started to brighten. Her eyelashes moved several times. Next, she like a child, burst into tears. Tears falling down both cheeks. Her whole body unable to control. The weakest emotions in her heart erupting. She immediately threw herself into Lisa's arms, sobbing. Lisa held Emma in her arms, gently patting her back, whispering in her ear, "Shush, shush. Don't be afraid anymore, though I can't be like your mother. But I promise, I'll treat you just like Nathan. You don't need to see me as a mother, but I'll definitely see you as my own daughter." Emma sobbed, unable to speak a complete sentence. She couldn't believe this was real. As if dreaming. Since the family tragedy, she hadn't felt family warmth anymore. But at Nathan's house, she once again felt it. She wished she could integrate into it. Wished she was also part of that family. So at this moment, she felt loved, surprised and touched. If this was a dream, she didn't want to wake up. Ashley, standing beside, watching for a while, suddenly spoke. "Aunt Lisa, could you adopt Emma? Didn't you always say you wanted a daughter?" Lisa smiled, as if she'd been waiting for this opportunity. Then she looked at Emma in her arms. Gently asked, "Do you agree?" Chapter 68. When the time comes, don't let some kids steal her away. Emma sat up from Lisa's arms, using her hand to wipe tears. Stammering, "Why yes, okay. So wonderful, precious. It's okay now. All right, don't cry anymore." Lisa was immediately overjoyed, hugging Emma tightly, gently comforting her. Emma in Lisa's arms. This feeling, like the feeling when in mother's arms, made her immediately feel secure. She closed her eyes, as if enjoying this moment. Since her parents left, she'd carried a trauma. She'd get agitated or scared easily. Her heart always trembling, like it would jump out of her throat. The feeling of stomach pain and fear. But now, she felt this illness had disappeared without knowing. When in Lisa's arms, her heart beat steadily, very stable and comfortable. Emma though really wanted this feeling to last forever, but ultimately couldn't. She sat up, hiccuping slightly. "Ma'am, you still call me ma'am?" Lisa slightly curled her lips, smiling lightly, raising her hand to help Emma fix her hair. Her face slightly flushed, silent for a few seconds. Voice very small. "Adoptive mother." "Oh, calling adoptive mother isn't good. Don't use the word adoptive. We're family. Don't call it so distantly. Not friendly at all." Emma's face became even redder. Her head also lowered more. Finally, voice so small only Lisa could hear. "Mom," Lisa exclaimed, using her hand to gently stroke Emma's face, her eyes looking at her with increasing love. Ashley gently pulled Emma's hand, said softly, Let's go. I'll take you to wash your face. Emma and Ashley went out together. To the bathroom. Lisa still watched Emma's back. Eyes not leaving, face still smiling. Nathan looked at his mother. Asked, "Is doing this really okay? Feels like Mom is rushing too much. We'll scare her. You don't know. I've always admired Grace Thompson." Nathan asked, surprised. "What do you admire about her?" Lisa glanced at Nathan. Unhappily replied, "What do you think?" Admiring her having such a wonderful daughter. Ashley from childhood to now, never made her parents worry about studies. Look at you. Every day I have to worry about you. So tiring. Nathan lowered his head, regretting asking that unnecessary question. Now he felt really embarrassed. Lisa sighed, continued saying, "I've always liked daughters. Now having such a talented girl before me, I really like her. Not only studies well, but also polite. And also cute, beautiful. Not inferior to Ashley at all. Really rare." Nathan, while eating, said, "Raising a daughter is like raising a flower. In the end, who knows, someday, some boy will run over, taking the whole pot away. Then Mom will feel uncomfortable." Nathan's words made Lisa silent. She took a breath, eyebrows furrowed. Seemed like she was seriously thinking about Nathan's words. After a while, she suddenly turned back, asked softly, "Do you think you have a chance with little Emma? Definitely not anyone can enter our family. Then she won't need to change her surname. We also don't need to worry about wedding gifts with the other family. Even Mom and Dad don't need to prepare." "Hey, no way." Nathan hadn't said anything. Lisa raised her hand, interrupting. Hey, impossible. Little Emma definitely won't want. Though my son is handsome. But your academic performance is too poor. If your grades were like that, my son would be the most perfect person." Nathan, after hearing, face full of confusion, using hand to cover forehead, said, "Really incomprehensible. Why do you all value grades so much? I'm not so bad at studying I should be eliminated. Poor grades doesn't mean no future later. Not getting into college. I also can't do anything else. Because of these academic results. Since childhood I've been told constantly about other people's children, until my ears almost became calloused. If it were another child, probably would be depressed already, jumping off the roof. But Nathan, because of his personality, his psychological endurance was quite good. With words heard to boredom since childhood, he didn't care anymore. He still couldn't understand why parents always cared about his academic results. This world doesn't necessarily need good students. Will you die if you study poorly? Lisa saw Nathan getting a bit angry. She was silent for a long time. After a while, Nathan had calmed down. She slowly reached out, gently placing on Nathan's hand. She said, "Son, it's your mother here. I absolutely don't just care about your academic results like that. Studying isn't the only path. Maybe it's not the most suitable path for you. For you maybe it's not the best. But I think this is the easiest path for you. Not studying, some people still succeed. But do we want to take risks? Before you there's a simple path laid out. Why not take it?" Nathan was silent, didn't answer. But that didn't mean he wasn't listening. "Your mom and dad think the same. I don't need you to make lots of money. Money you make, you don't need to give me a penny. I just want you not to be too tired. Don't need to do jobs with chances to get rich quick. Don't need to rack your brain thinking how to make lots of money. Just work hard to make enough to live. Take care of yourself, your wife and children. Take care of family. Then you're the greatest person in my heart." Lisa held Nathan's hand, gently continued speaking. Nathan felt his mother's palm seemed to have become rougher. Over 10 years ago, he was small, still holding Mom's hand. Then he felt Mom's hand was white and soft. Felt really comfortable holding. But now it wasn't like that anymore. Became much rougher, much thicker. From not understanding to gradually understanding. Their family situation was quite good. All because his parents, working non-stop to make money. From childhood to now, he'd never lost to anyone academically. Though he studied poorly, liked to play. But absolutely wasn't an unreasonable child. On the contrary, he precisely because understanding his parents' hearts. had now awakened. Determined to study, not seeking to study excellently. Just not disappointing his parents was enough. Nathan sighed. Gently said, "Yeah, I know. Don't think too much. We'll just be like before is good." After finishing dinner, everyone prepared to leave. Lisa drove Ashley home. "Goodbye, Aunt. Remember to come visit another time." Lisa waved in response. "All right. This weekend Nathan and Emma will come visit, right? Take care of Nathan. Don't let him bother your mother." Emma smiled lightly, preparing to turn and leave. "It's fine, he won't. Then I'll go first." Aunt drives slowly. "All right, go home quickly." After Ashley left, Lisa rolled down the car window, drove away, taking Nathan and Emma home. Emma sat in the back seat, looking at the night scene outside the car window. The houses still lit. She smiled slightly. A few days ago, she thought she'd only be able to live lonely, looking at thousands of lights, but having no place to return. But now, she sat in a warm car, preparing to return to her peaceful new home. The two people in front were now her family, helping her feel the feeling of family again. At this moment Emma suddenly thought, now she was Nathan's mother's adopted daughter. So were she and Nathan siblings? But no, they weren't a remarried family. She also wasn't really adopted. So the relationship with Nathan wasn't too big. In general, they were just separate matters. She called Nathan's mother Mom. But she and Nathan had nothing related. Could be family members, be friends, be classmates. But definitely couldn't be siblings. Thinking of this, Emma suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. Lisa drove Nathan and Emma to their building. Before they got out, Lisa said, "I got a phone call earlier. Tomorrow I have to go back, Nathan. When you get your results, remember to tell me." "Yes, I know. But don't expect too much." Nathan nodded, then got out of the car. Walking toward home, Emma got out but didn't hurry to leave, but stood beside, looking at Lisa in the car, with an expression wanting to say something but not. Lisa, seeing Emma like this, slightly raised her eyebrows, showed a light smile. "Go home, dear. I'll visit you kids another day. We've exchanged phone numbers, became friends. If anything, just tell me. Don't be shy." Emma raised her head, corner of her mouth slightly curved, showing a happy smile. She nodded strongly, said, "Yes, Mom. Then take care, Mom. Remember to be safe on the way back." Emma's gentle voice reached Lisa's ears. She was slightly stunned, slightly raised eyebrows, then smiled. She opened the car door, stepped out of the driver's seat. Emma was slightly stunned, not knowing what was happening. Right after, Lisa approached Emma. Two hands gently lifted her face, then kissed her forehead lightly. Emma's eyes widened, eyes showing some surprise. After that, Lisa gently whispered in her ear, "Don't get sick, okay?" Until the car left, Emma still stood frozen in place, for a long time unable to recover. She raised her hand to her forehead, mouth slightly open, only her eyes occasionally blinking. Could prove she wasn't dreaming. The cool summer night breeze blew across her face, blowing her hair, making her body feel slightly cold. But her heart was extremely warm, unable to cool down. Seeing Emma standing long without going upstairs, Nathan directly came down. Going outside, saw Emma standing there. "Huh, what's wrong? Let's go home, it's not cold outside." "Oh," Emma snapped back, hurriedly stepped forward, going inside with Nathan. When entering the elevator, Nathan spoke. "Weather's getting cold soon. My mom gave me some fall clothes. See if you can wear any. Choose first then wear. When free buy more. I'll give you money. Don't refuse. This is also my mom's intention." Emma nodded, sincerely replied, "Got it." Back home, Emma looked at Nathan's back. There was something she'd never said. She felt she should ask Nathan clearly. If accidentally making him unhappy wouldn't be good. "Nathan, when Nathan heard Emma's voice, turned to look at her. Emma turned away, one hand holding her elbow. Asked softly, "So becoming your mother's adopted daughter. You won't feel uncomfortable, right? Do you mind?" She asked gently. After all, Nathan was his mother's biological son. She felt she should ask Nathan's opinion. If he minded, She naturally couldn't go too far. After all, she was really afraid of changing this result now. Nathan raised his eyebrows, stunned for a few seconds. Then shook his head, said, "As long as you're happy. My mom's happy. I got all the living expenses, I'm happy too. How could I mind?" Emma breathed a sigh of relief. What she worried most was her relationship with Nathan becoming worse, not like before. Since Nathan said so, she could be at ease. Tonight the two took turns bathing, put on pajamas, preparing to return to bedroom to sleep. Emma looked at the bed before her, remembering her and Nathan sleeping together on one bed. His mother probably knew already. So she didn't say anything? Had she tacitly agreed? Nathan also came in, looking at the bed before him. Suddenly remembered his mother's words yesterday. "Oh, my mom said, this room is a bit small for us two. After all, there's only one bedroom. So when the lease expires, we'll have to move somewhere else." Emma's eyes flickered slightly. He answered somewhat reluctantly, "But thinking about moving, then definitely won't be one bedroom anymore." Meaning, she and Nathan won't sleep together anymore. Emma felt a bit lost in her heart, hurriedly denying thoughts in her head. What am I thinking? In this current situation, Nathan definitely isn't comfortable either. After all, he has a large build, strong body. Having to share a bed with me, definitely very uncomfortable. I want to sleep on the sofa. Nathan doesn't agree. If there were two bedrooms, Nathan would sleep much more comfortably. That's a good thing. So why do I feel a bit sad? Chapter 70. If I take initiative to confess, would Nathan agree? Lights off. The two lay on the bed. Nathan closed his eyes, starting to drift to sleep. While Emma couldn't sleep, she almost couldn't close her eyes. Because today's events made her feel a bit hard to digest. She recalled everything in her head, finally stopping at Nathan's words about them moving somewhere else to live. Probably not many more days like this. Emma looked at the ceiling, thinking to herself, the two of them, though sleeping in the same bed every night, but lying apart, knees not touching. Between them still a distance. Besides occasionally talking after lights off. They had no interaction on the bed. At this moment Emma suddenly thought, there was probably only one different day. Probably when Nathan was tired, very sleepy. He turned in his sleep, accidentally putting his hand on her. If a bit closer, would really be holding her while sleeping. The next day, Nathan even apologized to her, explaining this matter. After all, later the two would sleep separately. So, in Emma's head, a very dangerous thought arose. If Nathan could turn in his sleep, accidentally roll toward her, then could she? Just Nathan was unintentional, while she could pretend to be unintentional. Just pretend to be sleeping. Next day just pretend not knowing anything. Meaning completely unconscious. She also didn't need to be embarrassed. Emma pursed her lips, heart beating rapidly. This feeling was so exciting. Things she was about to do never thought of before. She didn't hurry to act, because if she wanted to pretend sleeping, also had to wait over half an hour before moving. Otherwise definitely would be suspected. How could just falling asleep then roll over? Thinking so, she decided to keep that thought. The whole night had passed. Outside pitch black, no more light. Emma felt she could start acting now. She gently moved her body a bit, like testing the distance between them. Just needed her to roll over to easily cross. But if doing so, would really enter Nathan's area. The distance between them, close enough to press against his body. So she had to control this distance very well, to make her action look completely unconscious, not letting traces be discovered. First, Emma moved her blanket to one side. Otherwise when she turned would get tangled in the blanket. Then, she turned toward Nathan. Just the room was too dark. She didn't know if Nathan was sleeping. If just fell asleep would be great. Even if waking him up, he definitely wouldn't realize she did it intentionally. If he wasn't asleep, then her action had to be more natural. Otherwise easily discovered pretending to sleep. After a while, Emma thought the time was about enough. Could proceed to next step. She rolled over, trying to lie in the middle of the blanket. This way she could put her hand on Nathan. But she underestimated the momentum. When she turned, she realized she seemed unable to stop. So, the next second, her whole body rolled to one side, meaning rolled into where Nathan was sleeping. Emma was startled. Her whole body immediately broke out in cold sweat, heart rate increasing rapidly, afraid such big movement would wake Nathan. But she stopped not moving for a while. Nathan had no movement. Emma felt her leg touching Nathan's body. The distance between them now couldn't fit a fist. Emma opened her eyes slightly, secretly looking. Found Nathan seemed to have his back to her. He was lying facing that way, while she rolled over here. Nathan had no movement, meaning he was definitely sleeping. Emma breathed a sigh of relief, heart rate gradually stabilizing. At this moment, Emma suddenly thought. Last time she also thought Nathan was sleeping throughout. But finally he woke up. If he didn't say, she really wouldn't know. So this time Emma was also a bit worried. Was Nathan really asleep yet? Maybe he was pretending to sleep. She used her hand to pull the blanket behind her, pushing out a bit. This way she could move back a bit, not sticking close to Nathan's body anymore. The distance between them was adjusted by her at an angle. Not too close, but enough to reach. Then Emma started thinking about the next step. Currently she was facing Nathan, while Nathan had his back to her. So what should she do next? Should she raise her hand and put it on Nathan? Or just be careful, just reach her hand over? When Emma was thinking, Nathan in front suddenly moved. Emma hurriedly closed her eyes, entering pretend sleep state, acting like knowing nothing. Next second, Nathan's body rolled toward her. The space he left just created opportunity for Nathan to turn around. Emma's whole body trembled. She closed her eyes, couldn't see what happened, but her body felt it. Her head now was pressed against Nathan's chest. Nathan's arm placed on her body. Now, she was really held in Nathan's arms. What's happening? Emma didn't dare open her eyes. Also didn't dare move. She hadn't acted yet, hadn't thought what to do. To put her hand on Nathan's body, now already held in Nathan's arms. So was Nathan currently sleeping or awake? Emma could feel Nathan's steady breathing. She could also feel his heartbeat. She listened for a while. Nathan's heartbeat had no change. If Nathan was awake, his heartbeat would definitely change, meaning Nathan was still sleeping now, not awake yet. So then, after a while, Emma slowly raised her hand, stopping in the air for a bit, finally slowly placing on Nathan's waist. The two like hugging each other in that moment. Emma also felt an incomparable peace. At this moment, a thought suddenly arose in her head. She thought only when Nathan was deeply asleep could experience such feeling. Really felt very sad. Don't know when Nathan could hold her like this when awake. Probably when the two were together. She definitely liked Nathan. Now didn't need to think anymore. Just didn't know if Nathan liked her. If she took initiative to confess, would Nathan agree? But anyway, currently couldn't delay Nathan's studies. Emma closed her eyes. In Nathan's arms, she quickly fell asleep. However, after Emma fell asleep, in the darkness, Nathan slowly opened his eyes. Chapter 71. Ashley. You've been secretly studying. Emma gently opened her eyes. Saw the sunlight filtering through the window cracks in the room. She let out a heavy breath. Looking around, saw beside her, Nathan was no longer there. Remembering last night sleeping in his arms, Emma felt so mystical, like dreaming. She'd quickly fallen asleep. After that she didn't know. Probably they rolled over once more, then separated. Don't know if Nathan noticed last night's events. Emma sat up from the bed. The nightgown slipped off her shoulder, revealing a pearl-colored shoulder, like an ivory sculpture. She changed clothes, pulled open the curtains, letting sunlight shine in, then folded the blankets and pillows. Left the bedroom. Saw Nathan had already prepared breakfast. Nathan saw Emma, gently said good morning. Good morning, Emma smiled, revealing even white teeth, her spirit full, completely different from days before. Could say from today, Emma, like completely transformed. Emma went to wash her face, then sat at the dining table, eating breakfast with Nathan. Nathan took a sip of porridge, asked, Today should announce test results, right? I remember 2 days is done. Yeah. This morning should announce all subject scores. If fast. This afternoon might have rankings. Nathan sighed. Emma looked at him somewhat surprised. Asked. Still worried about test scores? It's fine. Even if you don't reach the goal, it's okay. Just a monthly exam. You didn't review many days. Next time study hard is fine. Yeah, I know. After finishing breakfast, the two packed up. Went to school together. Perhaps because today would announce test results. The atmosphere in school was somewhat heavy. Most students at this time didn't dare breathe heavily. Continuously worried. Every time a subject's score was announced. They all cried out. Nathan hoped results would be announced quickly. He also wanted to compare how far he was from others. Initially, he ranked over 200 in the whole school. In class, Connor also had similar level to him. Their scores before were also nearly equal. But this time, the gap had started to grow. Each time scores were announced, Nathan, besides hearing his own score, also deliberately found out Connor's score. He discovered, each subject his score was much higher than Connor's. And Emma was also worried for Nathan. She didn't even care about her own test scores. Just worriedly looked at Nathan's scores. Each time a subject was announced, she recorded the score in her notebook. Even found Nathan's old scores to make comparison. When seeing Nathan made great progress, Emma's face finally showed a smile. This time you really did well. Rising 50 ranks shouldn't be hard. You're ranked over 200. Still lots of chances to rise. Quite easy. Ashley, seeing Nathan's scores, also praised. Didn't expect Nathan to progress so fast. Really worthy of not playing games many days. Indeed, very praiseworthy. Hope so. Nathan also felt it was definitely okay. But still didn't dare be 100% certain. After all, not just him making progress. If this time other classmates all tested well, then wanting to rise so many ranks, wouldn't it be difficult? After announcing results, could say some happy, some sad. At this time, Connor was about to collapse. He lowered his head, holding his head in despair. He didn't expect to test so badly. Even worse than his last test. He thought he really hadn't studied at all. After starting school, first pursuing Ashley. Failed, then switched to pursuing Lily. Now finally had some hope with Lily. She agreed to go out this weekend with him. Result, now received such bad news. Definitely going home tonight would be beaten badly. After eating lunch, entering afternoon classes, when everyone was worried and nervous, bad news suddenly came. Finally making their hearts hanging for so long completely die. Rankings were out. Ranking sheets were distributed to each person. On it clearly written their results. And changes in ranking. Nathan felt his back cold with sweat. He held the paper, looking for his name on it. Before, he always could start from the back to find. Because he was definitely at the bottom. Would definitely find his name at the bottom. But this time, he looked at the bottom. But didn't see his name in the bottom 10. At this time, he finally found his name. It was in the middle of the class rankings. His class ranking rose by over 10 places. School ranking from 233 rose to 168. Bang! Nathan immediately happily slammed the table. The sound echoing, immediately attracting all eyes in class. Ahem! He embarrassedly coughed twice. Lowered his head, using his hand to cover his forehead. Could say, this was his happiest moment in the past year. Initially, he thought the task of rising 50 ranks definitely couldn't be completed. Didn't expect to actually do it. Rose 65 ranks. He looked around. In the whole class only he progressed the most. Rose the most ranks. Nathan knew Emma deserved great credit. He could progress like this. All thanks to Emma's help. When Nathan looked toward Emma, he discovered she was also looking at him. The two looked at each other. Emma smiled gently, pulling a beautiful smile on her lips. Raising her hand to signal a yeah to her. As if celebrating, congratulating her. Nathan looked straight into her eyes. On his usually cold face, even showed a light smile. Emma, seeing this scene, felt somewhat flustered, then quickly turned away. Her face flushed red. when seeing Nathan's smile. Don't know why her heart beat faster. The last time seeing this smile seemed to be when Nathan and Ashley were playing games. She secretly saw it, but that time was just a very small smile. Not very clear, but this time she saw very clearly. That feeling really made her heart pound. She thought Nathan's smile was really beautiful. Just looking once, now in her head still couldn't forget. Nathan lowered his head, continuing to look at others' scores. He didn't need to think much. Definitely the top would be Emma. Though she'd missed over 10 days of school. But her ability was still top. Returning to school, still definitely could maintain first place. After Nathan saw Emma's name at the top, he looked down below. The result was second place. Seemed different from what he thought. Nathan looked surprised at his deskmate. Asked, Ashley, have you been secretly studying? Chapter 72. Too much I don't dare accept. Not too bad. Just studied a bit the few days before the exam. Ashley glanced at the score sheet. She was in second place in class. Up from 5th place. School ranking also from 17th to 6th. About this, she seemed to have no special reaction. Felt like this was a normal result. You also want to rise in rank. You also want to play games. You're really greedy. After all, need some achievements to play games better. These things don't conflict. Ashley shrugged, smiled once, making Nathan feel very angry, but had no way. Who told her to have this brain? Not going online tonight. Of course, I'll package it for you. Nathan nodded. He'd gotten such results. If not rewarding himself tonight, then wouldn't this exam be wasted? There's someone with somewhat special scores. Nathan asked doubtfully. Who, then? Ashley pointed at a name on the sheet. Nathan glanced. Found Ashley pointing at Lily. Lily's ranking fell from 34th to 77th in school. Could say a tragic decline. Nathan raised his head looking at Ashley. Asked, you mean this decline is related to me? Can you deny it? Can't, but I don't care if she's affected. That's her business. Nathan threw the paper aside. Said coldly. At this time, Lily was holding the score sheet. Her eyes moving back and forth between her score and Nathan's score. Her eyes deep. Face becoming contemplative. But couldn't see her emotions at this time. After a while, she put down the score sheet. Raised her head looking toward Emma. What am I really doing? That evening, after school, Nathan hurriedly ran home. If not for Emma following in time, she definitely couldn't keep up with Nathan's pace. Getting home, Nathan hurriedly reported his results to his mother Lisa. Emma sat there, smiling, watching Nathan call Lisa, explaining the situation, though she couldn't hear what the other side said, but she could feel from Nathan's words. The other side was definitely very happy. After Nathan hung up, he went to his room to play games. Emma looked at the score sheet in her hand, thinking about her past time. After getting results, would hurry home to tell parents. Seeing their happy faces, hearing them praise her, that feeling was like her spiritual comfort. Each time really looked forward to that moment. Emma looked at the chat interface on her phone, then looked at the score sheet. She didn't know what she was thinking. Expression seemed very conflicted. She hesitated for a long time. Finally, she took a photo of the score sheet. Sent it to a friend on her phone. This friend was Lisa. She didn't understand why she did this, but she still did it. The feeling of anticipation in her heart also gradually rose, hoping to receive a response. Waiting a while, her phone vibrated once. She hurriedly picked it up, impatiently looking. My dear is so excellent. Kiss, 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 kiss. Then, the other side immediately sent a money transfer. This is a reward for my dear. Quickly accept it. Emma's eyes widened, face full of surprise. Acting like overly shocked, Emma looked at Lisa's transfer on her phone. It was 666 yuan. This reward is really too much. I used to frequently rank first too, but never received such a large reward. She typed a reply. Mom. Thank you, Mom, but I can't accept this money. Oh, come on. Quickly accept it, otherwise Mom will be angry. Laughing, covering mouth. From the text couldn't see anger. Even Emma laughed once. Heart sweet as honey. The smile on her lips couldn't be suppressed. Eyes and eyebrows also involuntarily showed smiles. She shook her head left and right, almost could clearly see the joy. After refusing for a while, Emma knew she really had to accept it. Lisa wasn't Nathan's biological mother. If she insisted, really no one could do anything. After accepting the transfer, Emma had no intention of keeping it for herself, but directly transferred it to Nathan. She felt this money wasn't hers. She just reported the results to her. Not to receive this money. This is what Mom sent me. You take it. After a while, Emma heard her phone ring. She opened it to look. Found the transfer sent to Nathan was rejected. This is yours. Why send it to me? Accept it, don't be shy. But too much I don't dare accept. Actually Mom already tried to reduce it a bit. Otherwise you'd already got in first place. In Mom's heart you're not just worth this much. At least should add another 6. Emma looked at the message on her phone. She was so surprised she couldn't close her mouth. This is a reward missing a digit. Too extravagant. I'm just an adopted child. Yet they treat me like this. Can't imagine if Nathan got first place. Would definitely receive an even more extravagant reward. Emma went to make dinner, so Nathan could play games peacefully. And after Nathan finished the exam and got results, clearly he'd relaxed a lot. No longer playing games continuously. After eating dinner, he rested a bit then went to exercise. And Emma after the last exercise, she no longer felt pain. So she also decided to join Nathan. Exercise with Nathan together. To let her body gradually get used to the feeling of training. Trying not to injure muscles. After finishing exercise, both were drenched in sweat. So they took turns bathing. When they lay on the bed at night, preparing to sleep, both were very tired. Emma thought about last night. Her heart started thinking. Of course she still wanted like last night, to lie in Nathan's arms. That feeling was really very comfortable and secure. But chances like last night seemed not many. How could she do that again? Besides pretending to sleep, and carefully not waking Nathan. Also had to make sure Nathan would turn over. To be able to hold her. Could say this was really very difficult. So such chances could only be random. Turn off the lights. Nathan lying on the bed asked. Weekend is coming. We have to go to Ashley's house. You're not nervous anymore, right? He thought now. Emma wasn't like before. Now she and Nathan, Ashley were all family. So when going to Ashley's house, also didn't need to be nervous. Yeah, it's okay. Just, I don't know what Ashley's family is like. Emma replied softly. She thought if everyone was like Lisa would be great. But if not like that, she an outsider, still very worried. Weekend day. Students all resting. Today, most people had already made plans beforehand. Lily opened her eyes, waking from dreams. Actually she almost didn't sleep. From last night she'd been waiting for today. Today she'd arranged to go out with Connor. Her purpose was very simple. Just one. That was from Connor's mouth. To hear about Nathan and Emma's information. At that time he said the two were living together. What exactly did that mean? What did he know about this? Lily washed her face and went to the vanity. Looking at herself in the mirror. She stared for a while. Then, Lily suddenly stood up. Thinking about putting on makeup. No need for makeup. Just to get information. She was forced to go with Connor. Otherwise, she definitely would never go out with Connor. After all, didn't want to put on makeup. Feeling like makeup was just wasting cosmetics. So she casually tied her hair up. Randomly grabbed clothes to wear. Her whole person didn't look like preparing to go meet someone. On the contrary, like going out to pick up a package. Lily looked at her phone. Found Connor had sent many messages. Most asking if she was awake. When going out, she felt it was funny. Being forced to add him as a friend. Result now he kept sending her messages. Like Nathan before. Just this person was far inferior to Nathan. If waking up now, was Nathan sending her such messages? Can't believe how happy she'd be. She briefly replied to Connor. Lily went out. Dared to meet face to face. And in her heart secretly decided. Just after hearing the news would immediately leave. Definitely wouldn't stay. They arranged to meet at the park gate. When Lily arrived, She saw someone standing there. That person was Connor. He stood under a tree, phone in hand, looking at himself in the phone. He kept fiddling around. His hair seemed to have gel. Lily's heart couldn't help feeling disgusted. Even at this moment, she still thought about wanting to run away, continuously guessing thoughts in her heart. Was this worth it? This was selling her soul. If by chance an acquaintance saw, she'd even want to die. Who knows, might also like Ryan, transfer schools. Connor saw Lily slowly walking over. Immediately showed a smile, walking toward her, greeting. You're here, quickly tell me. Say it then leave quickly. Lily kept a distance from him. A distance just enough to hear when he spoke. No matter if Connor took one more step, she would step back. Connor saw through Lily's thoughts. He raised his hand, helplessly said, then let's walk and talk. Lily had no choice. Had to go out with Connor. Started strolling. But she deliberately walked before and after Connor, looking like not very close. Lily walked behind Connor, arms hugging her arms, eyes staring at him, and said, Speak, do you actually know or not? I of course know. You think I'd lie to you? Connor deliberately walked slower, getting a bit closer to Lily. Then slowly spoke. The matter is like this. Yesterday, during the exam, someone didn't come. Lucas said he might not come anymore. After I went home, I contacted him. Asked about it. He said that morning he had to bring breakfast for the class president. Result, when arriving at her building, suddenly saw her and Nathan coming out together. Approaching to ask, found out. Turns out that's Nathan's house. The class president is living at Nathan's house. Lily frowned. She didn't even care about the distance with Connor anymore, but directly went close to Connor. Asked him why. Why living at Nathan's house? This I don't know. Ryan told me like that. He also didn't know the reason. But seems the class president had an argument with him. You don't know. You only know this much? Yet tricked me to come out. Lily frowned. She glared at Connor, eyes somewhat cold. Connor hurriedly spoke. No. What do you mean tricked out? You voluntarily came out. I've already said everything I know. Not lying to you. Lily bit her lip tightly, extremely angry inside. She thought she'd hear some useful news. Now she understood she was wrong. Shouldn't have relied on Connor. I'm leaving. Lily turned, preparing to leave. Staying here just made her more foolish. But Connor, seeing her preparing to leave, immediately ran to stop her. After all, it was so hard to get Lily out. Just here a while and she wanted to leave. That would really be wasted effort. Hey, don't go. You're here. Why leaving so hurriedly? How about I treat you to a meal? So you don't go out for nothing like this. Don't do that. Let me consider it as going out to throw trash. Lily didn't stop walking. On the contrary, walked even faster. Connor behind also chased without letting go. Right at this moment, at the street corner ahead suddenly appeared two figures. Lily immediately stopped, afraid she'd bump into them. But when she saw clearly who the two ahead were, her heart couldn't help but retreat, eyes full of disbelief. Emma saw Lily in front. She instinctively was about to call her name, but immediately went silent, pretending not to see. And Nathan beside, slightly frowned, seeing Connor behind Lily, immediately frowned, then relaxed. Lily stood motionless, whole body like turned to stone, mouth opened slightly, like wanting to say something, but couldn't speak. She'd just been talking with Connor, feeling doubtful, but now completely certain it was true. How to explain this? These two appearing together early weekend morning. Connor also stopped. Seeing the two ahead, he was somewhat surprised. Then showed a meaningful smile. What a coincidence, you two going on a date. When Nathan and Emma passed by him, Nathan coldly replied, What date? Then, he and Emma continued walking, completely ignoring Lily, like not seeing her, watching them getting farther away. Lily was stunned, then recovered. She hurriedly turned, chasing after, calling after them. Wait a moment, have they gotten married already? Got the certificate without having the wedding. Nathan and Emma stopped, turned to look at Lily. Nathan still kept his usual unpleasant expression, exactly like when confessing to him. Lily looked at Nathan's expression, exactly like then. while Emma just had a calm expression. Nothing special. Both looked like completely unfamiliar with Lily. You guys, you really are living together? I heard others say so. Lily couldn't believe it, asked. She couldn't wait anymore, wanted to know the truth. Wanted to hear from the people involved. Perhaps when knowing the truth, she wouldn't be able to bear it. One was the boy, now no longer pursuing. But she'd developed feelings for him. Wanted to salvage but couldn't. One was her best friend. Her close girlfriend. She'd always thought they'd be good friends for life. These two were the people with the closest relationships during her high school time. But now, she felt like she'd been abandoned. The two of them now together. Before she'd had very close relationships with them. Now seemed cut off. She couldn't accept this reality. Nathan with others she could bear. Emma with others, she could also accept. But what she couldn't accept was Nathan and Emma. What was their relationship? Felt like being betrayed. She was abandoned. Nathan looked back, glancing at Connor. Connor hurriedly turned away, pretending to know nothing, looking at scenery. Expression acting innocent, but body trembling slightly. He'd told Lily about this. Would Nathan blame him? If Nathan got angry, what then? How would he explain? Emma looked at Nathan. Without Nathan's agreement, she also didn't dare speak randomly. And Nathan gave her a look. Like agreeing she could speak. Emma understood, nodded, turned to look at Lily. Though hadn't spoken yet. Lily, just seeing the eye contact between them, felt very hurt. They looked very in sync. Just through eyes could understand each other. That's right, it's true. I'm living at Nathan's house. Emma nodded, confirming this fact. Lily's confirming answer, like thunder, sounding in her head. Such a crazy thing was actually true. She couldn't accept it, so they'd gradually distanced from her. Turns out the two had gradually gotten closer. But why? What exactly made them have this relationship? So what's your relationship now? Lily slowly spoke, asking this useless question. She felt asking now was like asking something redundant. Two people already living together. Isn't this relationship inevitable? Nathan slightly frowned. He was going to answer they were friends. Or classmates. Or roommates. But then he suddenly thought. Their relationship now was somewhat ambiguous. Besides surface relationships, there was a deeper relationship. They also counted as family. So, he said, she calls my mom Mom. You figure out what our relationship is. Then said, goodbye. He raised his hand grabbing Emma's wrist. When leaving here, Emma was stunned for a moment, letting Nathan pull her along. She looked at Nathan's side profile. Corner of her mouth curved into a gentle smile. Nathan thought, now they had to go get nails done. No time to waste here. As for why answering like that, because he also didn't know how to explain the relationship between him and Emma. Just threw that question out. Let people think for themselves. After all, what he said was all true. Let them guess however they want. Lily and Connor both stood in place, extremely surprised, mouths open, feeling like brains lost ability to think. They originally thought these two at most were boyfriend-girlfriend. What other relationship could there be? But when Nathan said that, their relationship seemed not just that simple. Also calling Nathan's mom Mom. Then what relationship could it be? Definitely not biological siblings. So besides siblings, the relationship could be daughter-in-law. Connor pointed at their backs. So shocked couldn't close his mouth. Lips trembling. Oh my God, are they married? Impossible. Nathan isn't old enough to marry. Could it be they haven't registered marriage, but had the wedding first? Connor looked at Lily beside. Found her face extremely pale. Lips seemed to lose all color instantly. How could it be like this? She whispered softly, voice very small, also somewhat hoarse, feeling like something stuck in her throat. Connor looked at Lily with questioning eyes. He didn't understand why Lily had such a reaction, knowing this news. As a classmate, at most just surprised. But Lily was like this. Why feeling like being cuckolded? Are you okay? Connor tried asking, but didn't receive Lily's response. She just stood still watching the two figures getting farther. Sighing deeply, then walked forward. like completely ignoring Connor. Connor was confused, raised hand wanting to say something but didn't dare call her back. Could only stand there watching her leave. Though Lily looked. Finally she'd gotten her out. But seeing her like this now, Connor really didn't dare say more. Soon, only Connor stood alone in place. Very lonely. He started recalling what just happened, showing a thoughtful expression. After a while, he said to himself surprisingly, could it be Lily likes Nathan? After Connor figured it out, his expression became very painful. He really didn't understand. Why in class? The whole class only had a few pretty girls. Why each one had a relationship with Nathan? First was Ashley, then Emma, now even Lily. He'd pursued for 2 years still hadn't conquered. Also started liking him. Connor couldn't understand. What exactly was Nathan's attraction? Could it be I lost to him? Lost where? Though he was currently very unconvinced. But with the current situation, he knew pursuing Lily had no hope. Would probably end in failure again. Maybe I should pursue girls in other classes. Chapter 75. I'll listen to you. You arrange for us. Emma received a message from Ashley. She took out her phone to look. Found it was a message from Ashley. When are you coming? Ashley asking when we're coming. Emma raised her head looking at Nathan asking. Because she didn't know where Ashley's house was. Nathan glanced at her. Said no need to reply to her anymore. We've already arrived downstairs. After speaking, he pointed at the building ahead. Then walked in first. Emma seeing this hurriedly followed. But still replied to Ashley's message saying arrived. The two took the elevator to the designated floor. Just exiting the elevator, Emma already saw a wide open door. Emma saw the open door. Ashley stood at the door waiting for them. Emma just seeing Ashley, immediately showed a smile. Raising hand to wave. Ashley also showed a smile. Raising hand waving. The two like old friends for years. Then, Ashley shouted into the house. Mom. Nathan and them are here. They're here. A woman's voice replied from inside. Then hurried footsteps came to the door. Hurried footsteps, with slippers dragging. Right after, a woman appeared behind Ashley. She was a bit shorter than Ashley. But overall temperament completely different from Ashley. Gentle, elegant temperament couldn't be hidden. Emma just looking recognized. Those deep dark eyes were inherited from her mother. Their eyes almost exactly the same. She also unconsciously in her heart, compared with Nathan's mother, though might not be polite, but at least in her heart, still felt Nathan's mother a bit prettier. Nathan slightly leaned, greeting. Aunt, I came here to eat. Ashley's mother, Grace Thompson, saw the two at the door. Immediately smiled happily. Oh, this must be little Emma, right? Emma hurriedly bowed greeting. With friendly voice replied. Yes, Aunt, I'm Emma. Good child. Come in, come in. Grace held slippers ready for them, signaling the two to come in. Emma followed behind Nathan, going in with him. You kids just play. I'll go cook. We'll eat at noon. Grace put on an apron. Went into the kitchen to prepare cooking. Emma glanced at the kitchen counter, full of ingredients on it. This made her feel very surprised. Felt like her home during holidays. Like not just eating a normal meal, even like preparing a big feast. So she hurriedly put down her things. Also went into the kitchen. Said, Aunt, let me help you. I can help with small tasks. Won't trouble you. After speaking, she rolled up her sleeves preparing to help. Grace was a bit surprised. Then corner of her mouth lifted into a smile. Warm jade-like smile. Her eyes also full of gentleness. No wonder Ashley said, would definitely like when she came. This child is really sensible, you don't need to help. Go play. Oh, Ashley said that too? Emma was slightly stunned. Awkwardly scratched her head. For a moment didn't know what to say next. Grace while cutting vegetables said, I've heard Ashley talk about your situation. Don't be too polite. We're all family. Coming here is like coming home. Then she shouted outside the kitchen, Ashley. Come here quickly. Take little Emma to the room to play. Ashley heard the call, went into the kitchen. Looking at Emma before her. Hey, you're here. I thought you went to the bathroom. Let's go. Ashley raised her hand, grabbing Emma's wrist, leading her out of the kitchen. Emma thought back to what was just said, looking at Ashley beside. She still quite cared. Don't know what kind of person she was in Ashley's heart. Because if Ashley said those words to her mother, then could understand. She was definitely quite important in Ashley's heart. Emma was led by Ashley into her room. At this time Nathan was sitting on a chair, looking at a comic book on the desk. Just entering the room, Emma was immediately overwhelmed by the decorations in the room. If Nathan's room could be described as simple, then Ashley's room could be described as rich. On the walls were posters, display cabinets with models, bed with pillows and stuffed animals. The whole room decorated into a very distinctive bedroom. The computer screen. To Emma, it was like a giant TV. She really had never seen such a large screen computer. She really couldn't believe her eyes. Emma knew Ashley really liked playing games, even her keychains, all hung with small game toys. But looking over, she still underestimated Ashley's love for games. She'd always thought, mostly boys like playing games. But a girl loving games like this was her first time seeing. If this room belonged to a boy, she wouldn't be surprised, would even find it very normal. Emma couldn't help sighing. Ashley sat on the bed, gently said, "Just sit casually. The room's a bit messy. Don't mind." Emma chose to sit beside Ashley. This room though had many things, but really wasn't messy. At this time Nathan also closed the comic book, turned to look at Emma, said, "Since we're here, so I think now should discuss the sports meet." Nathan glanced at Ashley. Ashley also nodded, agreeing with this idea. Now midterm exams are over. Only about a week left until the sports meet at month's end. These days, along with Nathan, quite many people signed up for events. He'd already filled out the registration forms. Now need to decide the opening performance. And what Nathan and Ashley will sign up for. Yeah, that's right. After all I did say. After midterms, start discussing the sports meet. But other classes seem almost decided. Our progress is a bit slow. Emma almost forgot. There was such an important matter. Recently her work was quite a lot. So forgot had to consider this. Thinking back now, only about a week until sports meet. Time seemed quite rushed. Especially now. Still nothing decided. So do you have any ideas? Emma looked at Nathan and Ashley. She felt these two weren't easy to deal with. She had to do balancing work. Try to keep things not leaning to either side. Thought the two would argue. But this time they unexpectedly both shook heads. Said, "No ideas. I'll listen to you. You arrange it." Chapter 76. You don't want me to go up, right? Really? Emma carefully asked. Somewhat unbelievable. Because of this. Almost argued. Making her caught in middle, very difficult. Result now both yielding. Also giving decision power to her. Nathan nodded saying, "That's right. Really, you just decide. We're both fine." Ashley also nodded agreeing. This made Emma quite surprised. But if both said so, then that's clearly a good thing. At least won't argue over small things anymore. Then Emma based on her thoughts. Arranged for the two. Since this is a competition, of course must be serious. Their class in exams could steadily take the champion position. Then sports meet also must try to take first place. First is Nathan's shot put definitely. Emma completely confident. Felt Nathan would win. Next is Ashley's long distance running. Emma also very confident. Then, after discussion, she also signed Nathan up for 100-meter sprint, and Ashley for 4x100-meter relay. Though Nathan and Ashley thought could sign up for a few more events. To them meant nothing. Also guaranteed to definitely win gold medals. But Emma still refused their suggestion. Felt both just participating in 2 events was enough. Also to give other classmates chances. Otherwise, other classes knowing would badmouth, saying their class besides Nathan and Ashley. No one could participate in other events. So let's decide like this, okay? Emma asked the two's opinions. Nathan and Ashley had no objections. Then nodded, answered, "Okay. So next is the opening performance. I remember last year seemed the whole class did calisthenics, right? Emma recalled last year's sports meet. They were still grade 11. This program was also decided by the homeroom teacher. They had no choice. The whole class simply did calisthenics together. After all, just going through the motions. The opening performance would also have awards. But definitely nothing to do with their class. This year, since they decide themselves. So this whole class performance definitely won't work. Not to mention can't decide the performance type. Even if everyone agreed, practice time wouldn't be enough. Now they go to school every day already very tired. So can only be a few people. Or one person performing alone. Before Nathan and Ashley seemed already said what they'd perform. Emma looked at the two thinking for a bit. Then asked, "Really let me decide? You both agree?" Nathan and Ashley nodded without hesitation. Then Emma looked at Nathan. Asked, "Nathan, if considering from the class's perspective, who of you two do you think is more suitable to perform?" Nathan slightly tilted his head. Seriously thought for a while. A few seconds later, he pointed at Ashley. Emma nodded, then looked at Ashley. Asked, "What about you? What do you think?" Ashley then pointed at Nathan. This result made Emma laugh bitterly. These two argued so much before. Now became so modest. Both felt the other was more suitable. So then before. What were they fighting for? And I stood in the middle advising. Looking back, I was really foolish then. Then let's do this. Let's play rock, paper, scissors. The winner will perform. Is that okay? Emma immediately stepped back between the two. To let them decide themselves. If I had to choose. Felt someone would definitely be unhappy. I have no objection. I'm fine with it, both agreed. Then, in front of Emma, the two played a round of rock, paper, scissors without any competition. Finally, the winner of this round was Ashley. All right, so Ashley will perform. Emma patted Ashley's shoulder, immediately made the decision, afraid some incident might occur. Suddenly Ashley thought of something. Looking at Emma, smiled meaningfully saying, "We all have things to do. What about you? Aren't you planning to do anything?" Emma pointed at herself. Blinking asked, "Me? What can I do? I can't do anything. And if I sign up for something, I definitely won't win." Ashley gently shook her head. Said, "I remember at the opening. Don't we need a girl to lead the formation? Like last year, Lily did it." "That's right. That still doesn't have anyone." "Wait, you don't want me to do it, right?" "Of course. I think only you are suitable. So what do you think?" Ashley looked at Nathan beside, asking his opinion. Nathan also nodded. Softly, reasonable. Emma didn't expect Nathan would also agree. She just thought she'd pull Nathan and Ashley in. But didn't expect she'd be pulled in too. All right. I'll do it, okay?" She knew she couldn't refuse. And if Nathan and Ashley were doing so much, if she didn't do anything wouldn't be right. That's it. Now everything's decided, right? Can we play games now? At noon, over 3 hours had passed. At this time the kitchen was giving off fragrant smells. Grace brought dishes to the dining table. Then called loudly toward the room. "Everyone, come eat." The three came out from the room. Seeing the food on the table, Emma once again praised. "How many dishes is this?" Turns out Ashley's mother made it alone. Used the whole morning to make. Really amazing. "Aunt, you worked hard." Grace smiled, squinting. Patted Emma's shoulder, said, "Not hard at all. I'm happy you kids came." "It's nothing." Nathan sat down, asked, "Aunt, what time does Uncle get off work?" "He'll get off around 8 p.m. I told him you kids would come today. He wanted to take leave. Insisted on inviting you kids for drinks. Next time. Wait until next time when he has a day off, you come." Everyone sat down preparing to eat. And at this time, Emma's phone received a message. She was somewhat surprised. Didn't know who was messaging her at this time. She planned not to check messages while eating, but was afraid it was from Nathan's mother. She didn't want to miss it. So hurriedly took out her phone to look. Unexpectedly, it was a message from Lily to her. "Emma, looking at our 2 years of friendship. Tell me the truth. What exactly is your relationship with Nathan?" I definitely haven't done anything wrong to you, right? Just tell me straight. Chapter 77. Which university will Nathan attend? She'll attend that university. What's wrong? Nathan saw Emma's expression wasn't good. Then asked. Nothing. Emma shook her head. She didn't tell Nathan about the message on her phone, because afraid it would affect Nathan's mood. Emma thought for a while. Even if in the end, she and Lily had conflicts. But Lily really hadn't done anything wrong to her. Moreover, her decision to cut ties with Lily, actually a large part was because of her selfishness. That selfishness was Nathan. At that time she already liked Nathan. Since this was her first time liking someone, she also didn't know how she should react. But when Lily said words wanting to harm Nathan, then in her heart, a feeling of hating Lily rose up in an instant. She even doubted herself. Was she a very changeable person? Clearly before was very good with Lily, but now didn't like her at all. So, Emma decided to answer Lily's question. Also to resolve a part of her heart. Those previous decisions made from selfishness were not what you think. For some reasons I'm staying at Nathan's house. I'm Nathan's mother's adopted daughter. So do you like Nathan? Emma looked at the message. Immediately replied. She fell into thought. She understood why Lily urgently asked this question. Just wanting to understand her thoughts. If she said she didn't like him, then Lily wouldn't see her as an enemy, and would ignore her, then continue pursuing Nathan. Because even though she admitted living at Nathan's house, Lily didn't know. Actually only the two of them lived together. She would think Nathan's parents were also there. So even if she was at Nathan's house, it wouldn't affect anything. Because definitely nothing excessive would happen. After all, parents were there. Wouldn't affect her pursuing Nathan. But if she knew only two people at home, and living in the same room on the same bed, don't know what she'd think. After thinking, Emma replied to Lily's message. Suddenly, a light cough sounded from behind Emma. She startled, hurriedly turned to look at who was behind her. Only saw Ashley standing there, leaning to look, also conveniently looking at her phone. Emma embarrassedly covered her phone. Awkwardly asked, what's up? Ashley patted Emma's shoulder. Said, whatever it is, can't skip eating. Eat first. Deal with it later. At this time Grace asked softly, what's wrong? Little Emma doesn't like the taste? What do you want to eat? Just tell me. I'll make it for you. No. It's delicious. Aunt cooks very well. Just had something just now. It's fine, not a big deal. Emma hurriedly put her phone on the table, picked up chopsticks to continue eating. She was careless, since this was still the dining table. Originally just planned to secretly check phone then put down. Didn't expect to be exposed. Good thing Ashley reminded her. Otherwise her mother would definitely overthink. They prepared a table full of food, but she was looking down at her phone. Really very impolite. Nathan looked at Emma once. Eyes seemed somewhat doubtful. However, he didn't say anything more. After eating, all three helped Grace clean the dining table. When cooking they didn't help, because they knew helping might cause trouble. Might help a little, but after eating definitely had to help. After all, that's basic courtesy. After cleaning up, the three planned to return to the room to continue playing games. But Grace came out from the kitchen, wiped her hands, then invited Nathan. I want to chat with you a bit. Yes, okay. Nathan nodded, then stayed in the living room with Grace. While Emma and Ashley returned to the room, Grace poured Nathan a cup of tea. Nathan hurriedly stood up, took it and said, thank you, Aunt. Sit down, Nathan. I have something troubling. Wanted to chat with you for a long time. I want your opinion to help. Grace pulled Nathan's hand, sat down on the sofa together. She sighed, face showing worry. Seemed really something troubling her. Nathan nodded, said, as long as I can help, I'll definitely help. It's like this, isn't it? Senior year. About to graduate. I and your uncle have started thinking which university she'll test into. I have no opinion, but your uncle really wants her to test into a 211 school. I still don't remember that school's name. Your uncle has a friend who's a professor there. He thinks if Ashley studies at university there, Having someone to take care would be very good. Especially with Ashley's personality. What do you think? Right, I think so too. Then what's troubling? Nathan felt strange. Didn't understand why she needed his help. With Ashley's grades, applying to a 211 school definitely no problem. If she studies hard, even 985 isn't hard. For others definitely big pressure. But for Ashley not much pressure. Just play less games would be fine. Then guess what Ashley said? She doesn't want to go? Grace glanced toward Ashley's room. Then said softly in Nathan's ear. She said, "Wherever you go she'll go." Nathan was startled. Eyes widened in surprise. Unexpectedly unbelievable. Eyes full of disbelief. He really couldn't believe this. Looking at Grace. Grace nodded, expressing confirmation. Face also showing helplessness. Don't overthink. It's not your fault. She's stubborn. Her meaning is, when entering university, in a new environment, without you there, no one will talk to her. Then can't make friends. Would feel very sad like that. Though Grace said so. But Nathan clearly knew. Ashley just wanted to play games with him. University would be easier. He'd also be more relaxed. Then definitely could play games happily with her. Nathan pointed toward Ashley's room. Said, "Try advising her. University definitely different from high school. Will meet many different friends. Definitely can find compatible friends. Don't you see? Hasn't little Emma become friends with her?" Grace sighed again. Shaking head said, "Advising is useless. You know, we from childhood to now. Never forced Ashley to do anything. Now wanting to force her into some university. Definitely won't work." Chapter 78. Then I also can't confess. At least not now. At this time Nathan understood why Grace had such troubling problem. If it were him would definitely be very confused too. Feel extremely uncomfortable. If could test into a good school, then wouldn't matter. But with current grades, definitely not talking about 985, 211. Even tier 2 schools can't reach. Then Ashley could only attend community college with me. At that time aunt and uncle would definitely be furious. Definitely couldn't be saved. Don't say they wouldn't agree. Even I wouldn't agree. Then wouldn't I have committed a big crime? Ruining someone's whole life. I don't want to bear that reputation. Nathan nodded. Seriously said, "I understand. Aunt, I understand. Then I'll advise her once." Grace's eyes lit up. Raising eyebrows, hurriedly said, "Really? Nathan, you'll advise her? That's great. That child has always listened to you since childhood. If you advise her, I sincerely thank you. It's nothing, that's what I should do." Then how will you advise her? Every time we want to say something, she never listens. Nathan rubbed his chin thinking for a while. Then said, "Even if I can't advise her, I can think of another way. I can try another method. With Emma's grades and Ashley testing into the same university is completely no problem. Now doesn't she already qualify for university? She has no one to play with. If Emma's beside her, definitely no problem." Grace after hearing, clapped praising Nathan. Hey, Nathan really has a way. But would Emma be willing? I'll try advising this. I asked her before. She thought about which university to test into. She currently has no goal. Then I'll tell her. Nathan also wasn't sure if Emma would be willing to test into a university together with Ashley. If she also said, wanted to enter the same university as him, then he really wouldn't know what to do. Two excellent students, top of class, could enter top universities, yet having to enter the same school with a poor student like him. The feeling at that time definitely. The principal would doubt they entered the wrong school and would personally welcome them, nurture them like precious children, definitely would make them laugh. Then I'd bear great guilt. Especially Emma. Nathan believed firmly. If he made Emma unable to enter a good university, his mother would definitely kill him. Definitely from then on, he'd be banned from playing games and cut off allowance. Grace nodded with satisfied expression, then spoke again. Nathan, if you could test into the same as Ashley and Emma, that would be really good. That's the best result. Aunt, you're overthinking. How could I test in with my grades? How could I enter a good university? Oh, why conclude so early? Ashley said. You made great progress this time. And only studied for a short time. Already proves you're very smart. Still about a year until university exams. Definitely summer vacation you'll have chance to pass. You study now, definitely can do it. Grace patted Nathan's hand, encouraging him, making Nathan somewhat dreamy. For a moment, he really felt